can.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hero Club and another session of PairOfSocks Lost. I am your Dungeon Master, Dylan McCullum, and if you do not know us and who we are Hero Club. Our main thing is our podcast, where we take our D&D sessions, we record them live around the table, and we edit them down with sound effects and music into these really fun, tight audio anthologies. We got comedy, drama, noir, westerns, pirates, you name it, we got it. But here, we gather to just play some D&D, but as our patron saint George Primavera might say, we still like our sound effects and music. But for me, it's just music, because sound effects are too damn much. As we all know, it's just oink. Oh, I'm sorry, gang. I forgot to share this music with you all. The audience hears it, but my players do not.
Good catch.
It's super important to all of us, though. It's super important to all of us here at Hero Club that music is present at all times to really get everyone into the mood for the game.
Has there been music this whole time?
No, that was the point. I wasn't sharing.
No, not this whole time right now. I'm talking all the episodes.
Yes, every single time.
Okay.
God damn it, Marty. Okay, well, let's move on, and the first person I will introduce yourself. Marty, well, you've already basically introduced to what your whole vibe is. Explain yourself.
Hi, I'm Marty Abbey Schneider. I'm the artist for all of Hero Club's social media content, and I'm in a lot of episodes and seasons and an associate producer, and I play Gulzog Intestine Scarf, the orc who would rather not be a fighter.
All right.
Yeah, on this. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, on this. Thank you. Hannah, please introduce yourself to all the lovely people at home.
Hi there. My name's Hannah. I'm playing Marabella Graveneye, a cleric of the grave, baby. I believe that's what it's called. Yes, sir. She's a dwarger. And my Snapple fact this week is that, still related to sloths, they have a type of lichen that grows in their fur that is used to feed moths that lay eggs in sloth fur. So sloths are basically like their own little ecosystem, and I love them.
That's very adorable and wonderful. Natasha, introduce yourself. Natasha didn't like that at all.
No, I'd argue that's disgusting. That's horrible. That's terrible.
It's incredible. They're like little planets. I can't wait for the Pixar short about the moth that lives in sloth fur. It's going to be great.
Ew, that's like the bugs that live in our eyelashes. Anyway, I'm Natasha. I'm playing Princess Griselda Calzini, Palette Elf Druid, level 1. Hello. And it's going to be a crazy, wild game.
Yes, indeed. And last but not least, Jasmine, please introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Jasmine. I play Zara, who is a rogue halfling. And yeah, I'm in some Hero Club seasons. You should check those out.
You should check those out. And also, we all remember Zara cannot roll nat ones. We all remember that for the rest of time. As you can see, we are missing a John. We're going to be missing a John for a little bit, as John is rehearsing at the moment. But that's fine. As we all know, John's character is having an interesting time already. But we're back to me, and let me explain the world of PairOfSocks Lost and what this campaign is. This campaign is based off of the D&D 5 ebook, The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. It takes a lot of inspiration on my end from The Wizard of Oz, Phantom Tollbooth, Peter Pan, and yeah, let's get into it. Shall we? Everyone ready?
Natasha, what did you say about eyelash bugs?
Yeah, that is true. What did you say about eyelash bugs?
There are bugs that live in our eyelash holes.
Yuck.
Okay, cool.
That
is
no
true.
more
I
questions.
believe they're good, though. They're like good bacteria that live on the skin.
In the holes.
Feels so much better.
Look it up.
It's good. It's good. They do good things. They
in
do
the
good
holes.
stuff.
Look it up.
In the holes.
Last we left off, our party were unraveling the truths of this odd carnival that they visited once as children. Marabella and Tone were able to visit the stall of lost things, where they met an interesting panther-like creature named Durla. At least that's what... It's an easier name than Durlargon, which I can barely pronounce. Durla is a much more fitting name, I believe. They learned about Durla's lost cub, Star, and that things have been going missing and not finding its way to lost property for some time now. Zara had a conversation with the mime Candlefoot and found out that Candlefoot's voice had been stolen by Kettlesteam. The Kenku had been causing some issues around the carnival for some unknown reason at the time. Golzog and Griselda resolved their time within the Hall of Illusions. Griselda fell victim to a hideous laughter trap, and Golzog was trying his hardest to figure out the meaning behind the cryptic clues that the carousel had told him, to no avail. Then there was the big top performance, at which Golzog did not fare great.
He didn't want to go.
Golzog did not want to go, was forced into it by his old friends, companions, new rivals, worst enemies, who knows at this point. And because of a ticket pact, when his name was chanted, Golzog had to dance his entire way down, and then at an inopportune moment and with a nat 1, Kettlesteam called out his name as he was trying to do his actual talent, face painting, and ruined his time on stage, truly scarring Golzog, I think forever, most likely. It was a bad day. Bad evening for Golzog. Zara... I'm still getting used to all the new names in my entire world. Zara, Marabella, and Tone chased after Kettlesteam in a very messy chase where both sides were making wonderful successes and horrible failures. Kettlesteam tripped right over Thicket, but then threw Thicket right in your face. It was a horrible time. And then Griselda came on stage with Ladybug and wowed the crowd. Over by the Hall of Illusions, Marabella, Zara, Kettlesteam, and Tone had a weird conversation where Kettlesteam was explaining that their patron has not been heard from for quite a while. And they believe that Mr. Light and Mr. Witch, the proprietors of the carnival, might know more than they're letting on, and they try to mess with the carnival every so often so that they may be able to get some information finally. It was at this moment that Tone wandered off, following a bouncing tomato into the Hall of Illusions. And what the party did not see, well, maybe one, but we'll get to that, was Tone being whisked away by the reflection of a tomato that looked very much like a young turtle, a son named Tomas. And that's where we left off. We will go now, right where we left off, with Zara, Marabella, and Kettlesteam. Now, what you just saw was you were having this weird moment, this tense moment with Kettlesteam where at first it seemed like a conversation, you were trying to persuade them, and then it just got bad, and there was a moment of aggression from Kettlesteam, but it did not work. And then Tone just wandered off without a word. Tone said, Tomas, and then ran off. I will say in this moment, I will have the three of you roll initiative.
Oh no.
Meaning you, Marabella, and Zara roll initiative, and I will roll initiative for Kettle Steam.
So everybody but Golzog.
Everybody but Golzog and Griselda, because you're both in the big top.
So it's kind of nice that there is one, kind of consistent from this and King of Tides, and that my initiative rolls are still dog shit. So that's a 7 from me.
A 7, okay.
20.
20, okay. Wow. Interesting. Okay. So with a 22, Kettle Steam will be going first. That was a natural 19.
Nice.
Right.
Good for Kettle Steam.
So there's this moment of confusion where Tone just wanders off. It's very odd what's happening. Kettle Steam sees another potential moment, takes out another one of those weird smoke bombs, and throws it down at your feet, Zara. Can you make a con save for me?
Okay. Oh, 18.
18. Once again, nothing happens. So Kettle Steam just goes like, nah! Ow! Ah! And you're all within, you're all within 5 feet of each other, I'd say. You're within melee range, I'd say. So Kettle Steam goes to run. If you want to take an attack of opportunity, you can.
Yeah.
Both
Okay.
of us?
Yeah, both of you if you want.
Go for it. Oh, wait.
Zara, do we want her here? I mean, our conversation went horrifically.
I
What
don't
more do you
care
want?
where she is. I want the voice. So
You want the voice,
and this
we
would
haven't
just
told you-
be happening right now. She would just turn tail and be going. So
Right.
this is just in this moment.
Yeah,
Do
I
you take
forget,
a
Dylan. Did she already say where the voice is? She knows where it is, but it's not on her. Did we find out anything about the voice last time?
No, it was a really weird moment where there was really bad rolls back and forth of like trying to search Kettle Steam's pockets.
Right. Oh my gosh, that's
and
right.
it was back and forth and it didn't go great. So you're not sure, but it's
Okay.
probably on them. I think you could just guess.
I'll try to grapple her
Um
then.
Okay, well make a yeah.
Is
Okay,
that
I think
okay?
it's an athletics check, I believe.
Okay.
And they get to do either athletics or acrobatics.
Okay. Here's hoping that works. Oh, 19.
Okay, full failure on Kettle Steam's part. So Kettle Steam just goes to run, and it's an easy, yeah, just right on like the straps of the butterfly wings, just. Okay,
Hey,
Zara.
I'm going to search her pocket.
Okay, make an investigation check or sleight of hand.
Yeah, can I do something?
Or sleight of
17.
hand. 17, okay. Yeah. On a 17, you discover this weird little corn husk doll with like a thorny stem around its neck, and it's like gray. And you can tell this doll with a 17, you can tell this doll is trying to be Candlefoot, the mime.
Okay.
So yeah. And it has this, again, like this thorny stem, like from a rose, like tied around its neck.
I'm gonna undo the stem.
Okay, yeah. With a 17, yeah, with one fell swoop, you undo the stem. You see there's this moment where he goes like, wait, no, what? And like a little wisp from the doll goes floating into the air and then shoots off and away around to the other side of the Hall of Illusions. And then towards the big top. And it seems like make an insight or arcana check. Both of you.
Oh, yeah.
16.
16 as well.
16.
16, but in red.
Gotcha. It seems like whatever voice was being captured has been returned. Or is in the process of finding its original owner.
Mm-hmm. That's some tricky magic there. Kettlesteam, do you need someone's voice to talk? Take that as a yes.
Take that as a yes. Repeats right after you.
Right.
Well, I did what I came here to do, so.
Kettlesteam like loses all fight that they had in them for a moment. There's well, I came here to do what I came to do, so
Well, you want to go talk to the big men about your connection, right? And I think Zara, I don't know about you, but I know I'm missing something. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you could come with us when we try to talk to him. You can give like a thumbs up or thumbs down. Or they won't talk to you.
make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
That's fully fair.
Just because of what just happened.
Mm-hmm.
It was not the most amenable thing.
Persuasion, you say?
Mhm.
Wow. That is... I rolled a nat 20 and a botch. Which the odds of that happening...
Wait, was that with disadvantage?
With disadvantage, I rolled a nat 20 and a botch.
Oh, man. Oh.
That is wild.
Man.
I've never seen that before.
You
That's
can't
wanna
make
take
it
a-
up.
I want to take a picture of this.
That is such a bummer. Okay, yeah.
Take a picture.
And I'll get Charlie in the background.
Kettlesteam just kind of tries to wrench themselves from your grasp. And begins to just walk off.
Sorry. I didn't know that was gonna happen.
Look, I couldn't have predicted it either, but you know, They took someone's voice. I'm gonna go talk to the person now that they have a voice.
That's true. Can I not help but feel a little bit bad, but you should be stealing people's voices in the first place, but maybe that's like what they do. I don't know. Tone! I'm gonna go check on Tone.
Okay. You're gonna go check on Tom?
Marabella will, because the person she has spent all day with has just like run away following a tomato. So
Yes.
that feels like
Fair enough.
That feels like the thing that I would do.
Zara, are you going with Marabella? Are you waiting for Marabella, or you just don't care? You just don't give a shit.
I feel like I would just go find the mime.
Okay.
Yeah.
We will then.
I guess when I leave, I'll be like, I'll meet you guys back at the tent.
Okay. We'll go to Griselda and Golzog. So you've been told, Griselda, to go by the staff area, to meet with Mr. Light, at least that's, and potentially Mr. Witch. That was, I think, the last thing that was told of you. I don't remember exactly the chronology of when you and Golzog had your very lovely conversation. But Golzog,
Before.
yeah, I think it was before. And so Golzog and Griselda, you are both in the big top. You can decide whether or not you go and talk to each other, or if you doing your own thing. But what would you both do?
Is there like... Oh, go ahead.
I thought I gave Ladybug to Golzog to hold.
I believe you did.
After he said, I told you I didn't want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Comfort you.
I believe you did. Yeah, I believe Golzog is holding on to Ladybug.
In that case, Golzog and his new friend are gonna look for... Is there either like a hot pretzel stand or a churro stand, and somewhere he can get a nice comforting treat?
Oh yeah, if you go outside of, as people are leaving the big top, there are smaller stalls that are for sure selling like little treats.
All right. Golzog is gonna, with his pig, go over and peruse the options.
Okay, so like right outside, because the big top is so central, like classic Disneyland style, there are tiny stalls of especially food and concessions right outside that area. What are you looking for food? And also, just for fun, give me an animal handling check.
Oh, fuck.
You better not lose Ladybug. Oh my god.
21.
Ladybug looks into your eyes. And you've not met many pigs that you haven't eaten in your life, just because of what your
Well, some of them are used as like attack pigs,
right? Of course,
one's big enough teeth. Yeah,
but you've never quite seen a gem pig, and gem pigs are just, the color is different, the scent is sweet and weird. They feel softer and daintier.
Like a Pomeranian as opposed to the pit bulls I grew up around?
Exactly.
Okay.
But of course, because you're not a fighter, you have always found ways to befriend the animals in your own way. And you can see very quickly that Ladybug likes you and has imprinted upon you a new friend.
Great.
Oink.
If I drape Ladybug over my shoulders, can I walk around with her there and do stuff with both my hands, or will she just fall off?
With a 21, I'm gonna say, yeah, that tracks.
Right.
Yeah, Ladybug can be like a little backpack.
Yeah, Golzog is gonna sort of just easily, like, back legs here, front legs here, pig on his shoulders, and look at the options. He's searching specifically for, given the ordeal he just went through, something sweet rather than savory.
Okay. There's pixie tarts, sugar glazed button mushrooms, evening berry wine, fairy bell nectar, your Foreo cookie, candied apple on a stick.
Okay. Not the mushrooms.
Okay.
What's a pixie tart look like?
Pixie tarts are basically like, I'd say they're like Turkish delight.
Okay, and Euphoria cookies?
Euphoria cookies are, they're like when you get a big, like when you get like the big cookie. Like the big cookie. They're like the saucer-sized cookie. And they are dusted with particles of dragon gas, basically like laughing gas, basically.
They have laughing gas like in them?
Like not laughing gas, euphoria. Basically, they're basically kind of like drugged. Like they make you feel good. Like it's like.
Does Golzog know that?
Make a nature or arcana check.
3.
Sprinkles. Those are sprinkles, and
All
they're
right.
shiny.
Golzog is gonna go get a.
And they're like
cookie.
they're like the sprinkles, they're not like the matte sprinkles. They're like the clear crystally sprinkles. You know the ones.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Golzog's getting one of
good
those.
shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That'll be like
one Euphoria cookie, please.
Okay, give me 1 second.
It's spelled Euphoria like Euphoria, right?
Yeah, Euphoria. Mm-hmm.
Pronouncing it Euphoria.
So there's just there's a full pixie selling it, and just looks at you and goes, "Oh, you performed badly. Cookie for free," and gives you a pity cookie.
Golzog accepts it and walks away. He breaks off like, if this is a whole cookie, he's going to just start with like breaking off a little piece and giving it to the gym pig, and then he's also gonna take a big honking bite himself.
Okay. It tastes great. And honestly, roll a charisma saving throw.
All right. 7.
You know what? You don't feel better, but you don't. The pain hurts, meaning that like you can decide to feel better if you want, but like the cookie is just a cookie, and
the effect doesn't happen.
Yeah,
it's just working the way. So it's working a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So Golzog is going to take a couple more bites, feed a couple more bites to his friend. And
oh my god, my
up,
ladybug.
Eat up this cookie.
Okay.
Here you go, ladybug.
Griselda, what are you up to?
I'm assuming Griselda just turns around and sees Golzog gone, all of her friends gone.
Yeah, everyone's abandoned you.
So she's gonna make her way to the staff area, I guess.
Okay. You make your way to the staff area.
Is that just like walking through the big top, like through the performer's entrance?
It's basically, yeah. You've as you are like seeing people kind of filter out. You see that there's this like bugbear standing there with a pumpkin helm, the one that was doing a lot of lifting, just kind of standing there waiting for you. It's like, all right, Mrs. Are you ready to go to the staff area?
Yes, I was invited by Mr. Light.
No, I know. I was sent here to wait for you.
Oh, yes, I'm ready.
All right. Come along then.
Can I do some kind of insight check?
Yes, make an insight check.
Great. Advantage, and I got a nat 20.
Okay, nat 20. This bugbear wants to talk to you about something, but doesn't know how to start that conversation, and is trying to be sneaky about it, but can't, and is like, with a nat 20, you can clearly see that this guy is like glancing over at you, and keep glancing over at the back of your hand where that weird tattoo is, that weird like stamp, and every word that he says, he seems imposing and weird, but is really just awkward around you. And every so often, it looks like as he's walking slowly, and this, another thing with a nat 20 you can tell, is walking slowly, almost to give himself more time before you get to the staff area. And every time, it looks like he's about to whisper something to you, like he's like, oh. And you're just like watching all of this happen.
Did you have a question for me?
What? No.
This?
But Mrs. I do not know you. You and I are strangers. What would I have to ask you?
I'm kind of good with people. I noticed that you're looking at my hand.
This big hulking figure will just take you off to the side as you get a little bit further into the, almost like the staff entrance, where there's people in the dressing rooms getting, taking off their performance costumes and getting back into their, workwear to go back out into the carnival. Do you know Zara?
Do you know Zara?
I'm not well. I met her. She was stealing, and I met her.
So are you afraid of her?
No.
Well, I'm good friends with Zara.
All right. So you're in on the plan then?
Yes.
Make a deception
I
check.
am.
Make a deception check.
Oh god, a 4.
So why are you, if you're in on the plan, what are you doing here now?
Well, metaphorically, I'm in on the plan. I could be in on the plan if I knew what the plan was.
So you're not.
So I am.
So but you're not in on the plan. You don't know what it is.
Do you want to tell me the plan?
Oh no, Burley. All right. Just now's not the time. Don't do anything stupid while you're in there. Just find Zara, and she'll tell you the plan. But if you're in on the plan, you're in on the plan, right?
Yes.
Right.
I am.
We're gonna. I don't want to say it. There's ears everywhere. Okay, don't act suspicious. Keep moving. Keep moving. Come along, missus. Come along.
Oh God. Can I do some kind of like stealth check to make sure that we're not like totally blowing our cover?
Sure. Do it with... Yeah, just make a stealth check.
Thank you. A gracious. Oh my God. Why did I do that? I botched.
Okay.
Why is this the stream that never stops botching?
I don't know. This is crazy. Okay.
Why did I do that? I shouldn't have done that. Oh God.
Okay. So I'll say this. You get up to the staff area and there's this old like there's like an old over it clown at like this thicket, this ringed gate thicket where all the carts are, and he just looks at both you and this bugbear Burley, and then, hey Burley, what, who's this, who is this? She performed and Mr. Light liked it, so wanted her to go back and meet Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. Oh yeah? Why does she look so suspicious?
It's just my face. I don't smile.
What? Well, Mr. Light's not gonna like that. No. Not at all. But they said she wanted to see her. They said they wanted to see her. All right. But Thaco's got his eyes on you. And this old clown is just staring daggers at you. And doesn't feel good. But you're still allowed in to this area. And you're moved into like the center of this whole grouping of carts, and there's this much larger wagon. It's very ornate and has their visage on it. Burley does a little rap on the door. You hear some rustling, and then out pops Mr. Light, still flamboyant as ever, and deep in the cart, kind of getting up, is Mr. Witch. Mr. Light just goes, welcome, welcome. Are you going to rob me?
No, I'm not gonna rob you. I'm excited to talk to you. It's just my face.
Make a persuasion check, because you genuinely don't know that the plan is to rob them, so just make a persuasion check.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh, God. 9.
9, okay. Mr. Witch, and if you forget, Mr. Light is the one who's very flamboyantly dressed in thin. Mr. Witch is more hefty with a 3-piece suit, top hat, monocle, and is looking at a pocket watch. Gets up. Very slow and methodical. Mr. Light is very, up and out. Mr. Witch kind of hunches out from inside the little cart carriage, walks out. Now they're both outside, and instead of this like private meeting that you might have had, now it's kind of out in the open amongst all these carts. Oh. Tick-tock. Looks like this one is searching for a lock. Doesn't know what to say, but it is clear she means to betray. But betray what, my brother? This doesn't make any sense. You have no reason to fear anything. Do not worry. You are fine. Look, brother. The weather vane. It loves her. And the weather vane is genuinely like glowing when it looks at you. Look at how much she's raised the mood. It's the staff that he has, Mr. Witch. It's this like staff that has this weird weather vane on top. And it keeps spinning around and then pointing directly at you. And every time it points at you, it has this soft pink glow. Tick-tock, brother, tick-tock. All right. Fine. I guess the brass doesn't want me talking with you that much longer, but I don't know. You really intrigue me. The weather vane loves you, but you don't smile. What is that? Why? Explain yourself.
I don't know. I think it's something that's just part of my personality, maybe. And it's not that I don't want to smile. I don't know. Have you ever seen that famous Friday Night Live sketch about me? It was really bad for my self-esteem. It was around 12 years old when I stopped smiling. The famous Friday Night Live made a sketch about me. Since I'm from the Calzini family, I'm a princess.
I'm going to roll.
They thought it was hilarious that a princess can't smile. I'm sorry if my lack of smile offends you. It's not what I mean.
I want everyone watching to know that this is not something that Natasha is making up right now. This is in Natasha's backstory heavily. And I'm going to be rolling a history check with advantage to see if these performers who travel the world know about this sketch troupe that is in your hometown.
The Friday
Say
Night
the name.
Live.
Friday Night Live.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Ooh. So do you mean to tell me wait, let me get this straight. Because this is wild what you just said. This is wild. You just said that you're a princess who's been lampooned by a comedic sketch troupe? And it really hurt your feelings, but the thing is, sweetie, is that I've never even heard of them. And I know every performer from here to the South Sea Isles. Don't do that, because we like the mood to be light. I'm playing. You're being rude and weird. I'm having fun.
Mr. Witch, have you really never heard of the...
I'm Mr. Light. He's Mr. Witch. I'm Mr. Witch.
I know,
He's Mr. Light.
I know, I was talking to you, Mr. Witch. You haven't heard of the Friday Night Live, the famous comedic show?
I'm rolling with advantage because of how good you're doing this. Okay.
Come on, Mr. Witch. Come on.
I have heard of this Friday Night Live, but with their comedy, I simply did not jive. TikTok, brother. All right. This was weird. I thought you'd be more fun, and you're not fun right now. But the weather vane does not lie. Anyway, because you're being so weird and off-putting, I was gonna have a whole thing with you, but, anyway, go to Thaco and get a fun balloon or whatever, I don't know. Mr.
Thank you
Light
for your
seems
time,
like
Mr.
really
Light.
like off-put. And I guess you can ask me one question, as long as it's about me, though.
What's your favorite thing in the world?
Other people's laughter. However you want to take that.
Good to know.
Now, Shoo.
Nice to meet you. I hope we cross paths again.
Oh, yes. Me too.
Can I do an insight check on that?
Yeah, make an insight check.
I don't want to regret this. You won't believe that I just botched again. Okay. 19.
19. Mr. Witch is like not doing any of the talking, and doesn't seem to be as interested in any of this. But Mr. Light turns to Mr. Witch and just goes like, and mouths, and you can see it with that. It just goes, not monarch material. Like, just not monarch material.
She likes that. She likes that. And this gives her an extra pep in her step. She
Okay.
kind of skips away.
You skip away. We're gonna go back over to Marabella. Marabella, you go around.
Hi.
Hi.
Cone! And as I'm making my way there, I'll swing past the river, put some water on my flower crown,
Good.
and then
good.
just keep going to or I'll keep following, because I guess I don't know where he went.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Could I bother you to make it survival?
Sure, you can do a survival check of tracking to see if he even went inside there. Because that's the first hurdle, is where the hell did he actually go?
Oh my gosh, 20 friggin' 2.
Yeah, you, you see little splots of tomato. Just a little trail. And,
Tomas!
and yeah, you get the distinct feeling that he went inside the Hall of Illusions.
What? Proper. Creepy over here. All right. And Marabella will go inside after the tomato trail.
Okay. Into the Hall of Illusions. Now make a perception check. And once you get inside the Hall of Illusions, without even the perception check, you notice what everyone else has noticed: the odd reflections of yourself at a younger age, transitioning to older age, wherever you look.
20 frickin' 2.
So you're able to traverse this place without really any issue. You're able to kind of make your way. This isn't a maze to you. You're adept at finding your way through. But no trails are around anymore. And all that you can tell is that there's no sign of Tone. But there's also no sign of Tone leaving.
Tone, you're a big bleeding turtle person. Where the heck could you have gone? I guess knowing that there's no path out, she'll look a little closer at the mirrors.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Right. I really wish I could sing 20 freaking 2 of them, but I can't. 11.
11. This is where it's weird. It's hard to focus because it's just seeing yourself at older and younger ages, and you find yourself getting distracted. Honestly, seeing yourself older. Make a wisdom saving throw.
This isn't to be charmed or stunned, is it?
No.
Or to avoid the poisoned condition?
No.
Okay, great. Just double checking. Wow, 8.
8. You find yourself wondering, is this what she looks like? Or is this what she looked like? When you come across versions of yourself that are older. But even that it doesn't get any memory going. It's just a stray thought. And that's all you really get.
No. Can't remember. Is anyone else in the mirrors with me, or it's just me?
So far, whenever any of you seem to go into the mirrors, other than when Griselda and Golzug went in to chase after someone, it is... people seem to avoid this place. For some reason. So yeah, it's really just you at the moment.
I meant like in the mirrors too.
Oh, is anyone in the reflections?
Yeah.
Other than you? No. Not that you can see.
Okay. Weird. I want to check the back of the mirrors.
So basically the way that it works is that it's walls lined with mirrors, and then every single wall of mirror is also like a double-sided wall. But okay. With the investigation check that you already made, that's pretty much all you would see, is that you don't find like a back of a mirror. You just see mirror, 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 mirror. But with your, perception earlier in survival, you do know how to traverse it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're able to tell what is a mirror and what is a pathway.
Okay. And can I see where, what mirror Tone might have gone to? Like to his tomato.
Like I said, when you made the check earlier, there was no path that you could find.
Okay.
And it was a high check that you made, but there was just no path.
Yeah. Mirror, mirror on the friggin' wall. Okay. Can I touch one of the mirrors?
Sure. You touch a mirror.
Okay, well, don't know what I was thinking there. Oh, I hold my finger up to it and touch it. Is there a gap?
What do you mean?
Okay. Hot tip. This is a good way to check if a mirror is a one-way mirror or not, or a two-way mirror, is you hold your finger, you put your finger on it, and if your finger like touches and there's no gap, then it's a two-way. So there could be someone standing on the other side. But if there is a gap, then it's not.
So sorry. Another great move to find out if a mirror is one way or two way is to shatter it And if there's a hidden chamber on the other side of the mirror with people in it, it was probably a two-way mirror.
For sure. That's good. That's good to know. I just meant I've heard like check in
Marty.
changing rooms and stuff because you
Marty.
never know. That's good.
Make an
Good
Arcana
stuff.
check.
Okay. A natural 20, Dylan.
Natural 20. These are all, this whole place is enchanted in some way. It's very clearly powerful illusion enchantments, but it's a mirror.
Okay.
What you're staring at is like a mirror. With a nat 20, all I'll say with a nat 20 on Arcana is just, you think to yourself, well, a mirror is a mirror, but a grave is a grave, until a grave isn't a grave. Because sometimes a grave has a door inside of it. Because sometimes things are what they are until they aren't what they are. Because it was a grave, but it was a door. It was both things at once. So while these may be mirrors, maybe one or all or none, but some might be mirrors or doors or something else other. At some points, sometimes maybe. That's what you'll get with a nat 20.
Okay. All right. Oh, where'd you go to, Tone? And Marabella will do a loop also around the back of the tent as well.
Okay.
Just to because this is a weird place. And she's here and we're checking it out.
Okay, you start making your way around the back. Zara. You start making your way towards the big top. And as you're making your way towards the big top, you see Candlefoot. You see the mime sprinting full force at you. Like you see him looking around, seeing you, pegging you, and looking right at you, running, and you hear essentially Kettlesteam's voice, or at least what you heard before is Kettlesteam's voice being like, "Hey! Hey! Oh my god, you did it! Holy shit, you did it! Oh my god! Oh my god!" As this little annoying brat comes running towards you. He's like, "Hey! Oh my god! Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so fucking much. Oh my god. How'd you do it?"
Details aren't necessary. Are you in? Are we gonna do this? Are we gonna?
Oh yeah. Oh, shut up. But yeah, I'm fucking in. I'm in. But I'm gonna smooth it over with my girlfriend, and me and her, we are in. All right, we're in. So all right. Here's the deal. Later tonight, and he's kind of ushering you away from the crowds, kind of towards the back areas, where you've been having these conversations. He's like, okay. Oh my god, holy shit, this is awesome. All right. At the end of the night, which is coming up in a little bit, there's going to be a crowning ceremony, right? I know that Burley's been trying to get us to steal something, either the watch or the vein, either one. You're a pickpocket. Watches are always good, but they're going to be so preoccupied with what's going on. Palasha, she's a singer, right? She's a singer, and she's going to be singing. Right around that moment, we could have a distraction going on. I can help. I'm good with my hands. I can help out a little bit with some sleight of hand, with some stealing, well, if you could get like a couple more people on our side, or at least one more, we could have a whole distraction going on backstage, and you could slip the pocket watch out at that moment, or something like that. Either way, that's the best time.
Well, I mean, is there anyone else who'd be in on this other than you and Burley? I
mean, a lot of people are fucking angry about just everything. I mean, I don't know if you've talked to Durla at all, but Durla's really pissed off and sad. Might be able to help a little bit. People just want answers. But either way, if you have anyone who can help out, that sounds good. Meet, let me see. Meet over by the gondola swans. Meet over by the gondola swans, like right before we all go to the monarch ceremony, and we'll make sure that we have the plan done and dusted. All right.
I haven't met Durla, right?
No, you haven't met Durla or heard anything about Durla.
Who's a Durla?
Oh, the person who runs Lost Property.
All right, I'll help.
Okay. Thank you. And you see, he goes running off. You're still like right around, the big top area.
Okay.
You're like kind of right in between the big top and the Hall of Illusions. I'd say, Marabella, as you're walking out, you still see Zara just walking around. Make a perception check, Zara.
10.
10?
Yeah. That's with a +7.
Somehow, I think the music of the fair, which as you all know, you've seen over the course of the evening, it feels like it's faded back and forth between being very gray, but then very bright and colorful. And that calliope music keeps going back and forth between off-key and really like up-tempo and lovely. And it's really now singing. It's beautiful. And it feels very nice and lovely lately. That's just been kind of going on since the Big Top show. Maybe you're not really thinking about it, but you fail to hear the little ting 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 as Thicket once again gets the drop on you at disadvantage. Stick 'em up.
Ticket.
Yeah.
I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood right now. All right.
Okay. Okay, but I found your friends, but then everything went, and then we were sitting together, right? But then none of you talked to each other, and now I came to find you, but I don't understand what's going on. What's happening?
I barely know what's happening myself. Why don't you just... I need to go to the Lost and Found. Do you know where that is?
Yeah. I was hanging out with... Well, I was being held hostage, I guess, by Durla, but Durla's cool.
Oh, perfect. I need to talk to a Durla, so take me to a Durla.
Her name's Durla.
I know, Durla.
She's really cool.
Yeah.
But she's also was holding me hostage. Don't touch her ball. Don't touch her mirrored ball. I did, and she got really mad at me.
Okay. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Okay, you head on over to Lost Property. Marabella, make a perception check.
Okay. Perception. 6.
6. Okay. You go around back, and there's nothing for you around back. And even with a 6, you now feel the creeping sense of, oh, now you're alone. Somehow you found yourself alone. We'll go back, though.
No, and she's gonna scoop a little more water onto her flowers because she has no idea how long she was in the mirrors for.
Mm-hmm. We'll go back to Golzog and Griselda. Griselda, where would you have gone after leaving the staff area?
Yeah, I guess I have a new... Griselda is super happy that they didn't think that she looked like she could be like a queen. So she's going to skip all the way to... where haven't people been yet? No one's been to the lake yet, have they?
No one's been to Silver Song Lake.
Yeah, I'll go to the lake.
Okay. So you'll head over to Silver Song Lake. Golzog, where are you at the moment?
Golzog has found some sort of quiet area, maybe a bench to sit on and enjoy his the rest of his cookie with Ladybug. And can he see Griselda from... You can tell me where the bench is. Can he see Griselda from his bench?
Make a perception check and we'll find out together.
It's nat 20.
Yeah, you see everything. I
have true sight.
Yeah, no, basically you find a bench that's pretty central. I'd say you find a bench that is right around the big top area, like far enough away from the Calliope because you don't mess with that monkey. But you see and you peg every single person and where they are. Like you can see Marabella pretty easily alone over by the Hall of Illusions. You see Zara have this moment with that mime that was uncomfortable earlier. And then you see Zara and you actually also watch Thicket creeping up behind Zara and scare Zara, which is to you also insane because you watch Thicket trip over a bunch of shit before he even gets there. And like
step on a clown's honky horn.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Truly, it is wild how he rolled a 12 and you rolled a 10, I believe. Yeah. And like you see him like fall over, get back up, and for some reason Zara's just eyes forward. And then it works, and you're like, wow, okay. Zara's pretty easy to get a jump on. And you see Griselda make their way out of the big top and go towards Silver Song Lake.
Cool. So Golzog is
somehow you cut out. No.
Now?
Yes.
I've plugged my mic, and then just real quick, if I plug it back in, can you hear me?
Okay, now we can't.
I'm just gonna unplug the microphone. Sorry.
That's fine. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out maybe at the break or something.
So Golzog is he looks around at everybody, and then is eyeballing Griselda, and he's like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't stay mad at her. She did let you hang out with me after I said I told her that I didn't want to go on stage even though she made me. I was gonna go give her a piece of my mind and make sure to let her know I was upset with her, but now I might just
go let Tone know. Oh my grumps, Tone, where is he?
Oink. And yeah, with you don't see Tone anywhere.
Oh my god. How am I supposed to tell him I'm upset with him? Golzog is gonna look for Tone.
Okay. I'm gonna carry over that nat 20.
Yep.
That nat 20 buys you that you have no idea where Tone is.
Okay.
And you can start looking. And within the quickest amount of time possible, you find your way over to Marabella. The nat 20 would basically just
lead me to the Hall of
lead you
Illusions.
to the Hall of Illusions as the only place. Well, if you would want to go back there, where you're like, oh, where would weird things happen? Because you actually did see someone get. You're the only person who's seen this.
I saw the hideous laughter.
No, what you saw,
Okay.
if you remember correctly, is you saw someone try to get someone to come through the mirrors with them.
I, Marty Abby Schneider, don't remember, but Golzog definitely would.
Golzog,
what happened?
Remember, there was the halfling couple, and the halfling ran into
yes.
the Hall of Illusions,
Uh-huh.
and you saw someone who looked like what you thought might have been Marabella beckoning another person to come into the mirrors
Ooh.
with them.
Okay, so Golzog can't find Tone, runs to the Hall of Illusions because that's the weirdest place in the carnival,
Mm-hmm.
and because he saw someone get zooped through a mirror.
Well, he saw someone try to zip someone through a mirror.
Okay, cool. And he's gonna... Is Marabella coming out of the Hall of Illusions?
I'd say around this time you just see Marabella around the Hall of Illusions trying to figure out where to go next.
Okay. Golzog is going to run up to Marabella and say, "Hey, have you seen Tone?"
Ah!
Sorry. Oh, and
No,
he's football carrying Ladybug. Hey, have you seen Tone?
Oink.
Oh, hi, Ladybug. No one ever looking everywhere for him. I went into Hall of Illusions. That's a weird place. My first
didn't?
time in it this evening. I didn't like it.
You didn't find someone called Proudmane in there, did you?
Proud me. Can I do any kind of check to know what the heck that means?
Sure, make a history check.
6.
Nothing.
I don't think I've ever heard those two words together in my life. Proud me. I'll put a pin in that, but no, nothing called Proud Mane. But there's something magical about them mirrors.
Well,
I
yeah,
feel
so what
like-
I was worried about is that he might have gotten sort of sucked into one, or like someone who looks a little like you might have reached out and grabbed him and pulled him into a mirror. I saw it happen to a halfling who ran in there after their proposal went awry.
Fair. Wait, you saw him get pulled through?
No, stopped it from happening. But
Oh. But someone who looked like me.
right, Dylan, that's what you said.
Mhm. Someone who looked like you.
What
Someone who looked
could
like
that
Marabella.
could that be a check? I don't know why I have it.
Why do you have a thumbs up on your?
I don't know.
Um,
I also don't. There it is.
Very cool.
Thank you. I didn't do anything.
Can I do it to
make-
myself?
yeah,
Sorry,
you can.
that's for later.
Marabella, make
That's for
a
later.
make a. What would this be?
I know. What would this be?
Um,
History Arcana?
make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh wow. Okay, not where I thought.
Oh, sorry.
Now is this
Sorry,
to avoid
sorry.
the charmed or stunned
No, no,
condition,
no.
or to avoid being poisoned? Okay. 9.
9. That doesn't ring us. That's weird. It doesn't make sense.
Okay. That's really weird, and it makes me feel a bit icky. But you
But
know
you,
what? I was standing in front of the mirrors, and I don't know, I was kind of thinking about how I got here, and it was through something that normally isn't a door. I came here through a hole in the ground, a grave.
Mhm.
But then it was a door. So those things are mirrors, except sometimes they can be doors. So like, maybe not all the mirrors are doors, but only some of them are at some times.
Yeah, I came here through but what? How did Golzog come through? It was a door, right?
You came through mirrors.
Oh no, we all came through mirrors. Got it.
Not
was
everyone
his
came through
big-
mirrors.
No,
You
no.
came through mirrors.
You
Yeah,
can
Golzog was big wall of mirrors. Well, I mean, I did come here through mirrors.
Came
I
through
just
mirrors.
remembered. I'm sorry, Dylan. I have a goldfish brain,
I'm aware.
but Golzog doesn't.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I have a big wall of mirrors that my family has accumulated through a lot of raids and wars and stuff, all
Really?
different kinds and cultures, and I
Like
I
a
got
museum
sucked
of
through
mirrors.
those. So I thought maybe that was an overarching theme, and that happened to Tone.
Interesting. No, Tone
and-
was working in a kitchen, I think. When
Okay.
he,
Well,
so probably not
did-
mirrors.
but you checked inside there.
I checked all around inside. And
Okay.
I rolled pretty well too, so I did a pretty good job of investigating inside.
What are you talking about? No, Golzog is relieved to hear that she looked thoroughly because he doesn't want to go back inside. All right, well, I guess,
knows- I know Zara ran off to go talk to someone who got their voice back, but I don't know where everybody else is. Hey,
Well,
Gulzog,
yeah.
are you?
Oh,
are
little
you-
dance. Sorry.
Oh, that's forgot.
My
G
pact.
man. Mm-hmm. Are you missing something?
Whoa, what do you mean?
Well, like, I came here looking for something, and Tone's looking for something, and we met a Kenku earlier who also lost something and is trying to get it back.
I mean, I would love to find a way back to my family, but I also don't know how much good I'd be if I did make it back, because right when I accidentally ended up here, there was like a big attack happening, like to our home, basically to our encampment, and I'm not like much of a fighter or anything, so I don't really have like the skills to pay the bills, so to speak.
Can I make a
So, I
check
mean, I
on
don't know if
him
I lost,
saying?
but-
Sorry, I just want to make a check on if Marabella would know that is weird for orcs.
I mean, technically, it wouldn't be weird for orcs, because like anyone can be.
To not be
Yeah.
good at fighting or to not want to fight.
Yeah, orcs can not want to fight, but like
Oh,
for like there are anyone can not want to fight, but you can make an insight check, I guess, or I guess you can make a history
Yeah.
check to hear if
Weird
you've
for
heard
someone
about.
from a
Yeah,
really Spartan society.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
make a history check about the Spartan society for sure.
okay. 3, gosh, rolling garbage.
Yeah, honestly, you're from a very different culture within the Underdark, which
Right.
and even in your world, people kind of classify the Underdark as this like scary, horrible place, and that death is awful, and so hearing news about the outside world rarely happens. The most you actually know about the outside world, the most that you know about things outside of like your hometown, essentially,
Mhm.
is whatever you learn about the person's customs when they come to get buried.
Okay.
And that's like basically what you learn about them, and that's about as far as it goes.
Golzog's been talking this whole time.
Mhm.
And then that's how I ended up here. But I don't really think I lost anything on the trip. I mean, everything I had on me, when I arrived, that's what I've got.
Okay, what about the difference from like, because what I'm looking for, I lost the first time I came here, and that's the same with Tone as well.
What do you mean?
I lost my wallet. First time I came here, I lost it and I can't find it. I tried actually earlier. I went to lost property, but it wasn't there.
Same with Tone? What did he lose?
Well, I don't know if John is okay with me spilling this,
Oh.
but I don't see why. I don't know why I would like it.
Does Marabella know what Tone lost?
Yeah, he told me last time.
Okay, cool. Yeah, then definitely
know
spill
what?
it to
He-
Golzog.
Yeah, Tone can he not taste or he can't taste.
Golzog had his eyes like widen into like a sort of a that's so Raven moment. He's like,
That's so Golzog.
so you're talking about like he lost like a
Yeah.
part of himself, not like
Right,
a
it
thing.
wasn't like a physical thing, yeah.
I think. Is there like a one-word description of like a person's like grit or willingness to go into a stressful situation? Like
Like your bravery?
or yeah, like my nerve. I think
Your-
I lost
your
my
gumption?
nerve.
Oh, your
Is this
nerve.
okay, Dylan? That I'm figuring out the thing, or do I need to like roll a check? I don't know. Like
We've always talked about this. You all have lived with this for as long as you want, and you have figured out
'Cause-
whatever you want, and you also
'cause now
don't
that
know
you
if it's
mention-
true.
Yeah, great. Cause like now that you mention it, I mean I was only like 9 when I came here, but I was always like a brave little kid, and like I had like a real temper on me. I had killed plenty of pigs and almost killed a couple of other orc kids.
Oink,
Whoa.
No, different pigs.
oink.
I would never hurt you. And Golzog kisses Ladybug right on the snout.
Oink.
Can I
But like now it's almost like after we came here, I like completely lost interest in earning the Mogashnar clan glory in battle, or joining a fuck pile at any kind of huge feast, or like really just anything that like requires any kind like nerves of steel.
Did you just
Never
say
became
the
a
word
horde
fuck
reaver.
boil?
What?
Did you just say the word fuck boil?
No, I was just talking about how I'm just not as brave as I used to be. And I'm more
Okay.
comfortable in my comfort zone.
Okay. Yeah, fair. And
So,
you
like,
know,
Yeah, my
bypassing
nerve.
that. Mm-hmm.
Think I lost my nerve.
Do you know one of that bird who was causing trouble earlier? They lost like a connection to someone.
Does
And someone
Golzog
else-
remember a bird at all? I don't think he was around
No,
for
you literally never heard anything about any bird whatsoever. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
Golzog's.
It's because none of you. I'll say this as a DM. None of you have been sharing any information whatsoever.
Well, because we've all been off on our own thing.
And then there was one moment where you could have, and then you all didn't.
Oh no, I can't even think.
so there's a
no.
bird who's been causing trouble around the carnival. And
Mirabella.
turns out it's because they lost a connection with their queen, is what they said. And then someone else, the lady, tentacled feline person who runs the lost property, they lost their child, their cub.
Golzog's like hands rush to his head. Mirabella, do
What?
you think that everyone here is here because they've lost something from another time they were here?
Well, maybe, but they also said that people don't come back often.
Also, did you say there's a lost property area?
Mm-hmm.
Golzog
But it's
heads to
weird.
the lost property
Okay,
area.
but and she's like kind of trotting along after
Mhm.
him, being like, it's mostly full of just trinkets and stuff. You're not gonna find your nerve, so you can.
He has to
fuck
know.
boil."
Yeah.
He's going.
Okay, as you are going to the lost property, as Thicket and Zara are going to lost property, as Princess Griselda Calzini goes to Silversong Lake, we'll take our little break here. We'll see you in about 7-8 minutes, and we'll be back to see what happens next. Thank you so much for being here. See you then. Goodbye. Goodbye now. Goodbye. See you in a
See you
second.
soon.
Goodbye. Bye. back, everyone. Welcome back. We'll pick up where we left off. We're getting a whole group together over by Lost Property, but let's go on over to a location that no one has been to yet. Let's go on over to Silver Song Lake. Griselda, you're leaving a very awkward, interesting meeting where you learned almost nothing, but other than the fact that there might be a plan going on that Zara knows about, that something's going down, but Mr. Witch and Mr. Light were very cagey all of a sudden because something about you just led them on to a plan that you know nothing about. It was very odd, very weird moment, but you just decide to take a moment to still enjoy your time around this carnival. You find your way over to... Yeah.
I was gonna say she's pumped. Yeah, because they said that she wasn't monarch material.
Mhm.
And she's glad someone sees it. She doesn't want to be queen.
Whatever that may mean, she's not monarch material. Whatever that may mean, it has helped Griselda to get out of a little bit of a weirdness. She goes around and mist gathers at the banks of a shimmering lake. Now, near its center, you see what looks to be almost like a clamshell with a glass bubble emanating from it. Almost like this clamshell's a hand, like a palm holding a ball. And you also see a lot of people who are waiting in line or waiting around. It seems like there's a crowd that's gathered, but nothing's happening here right now. Make a perception check.
Okay. Sure. Let's go. 15.
15. You see that in this beautiful lake, this very ethereal area, you can see that over to the side, there's this, like the staff area, there's another almost trailer, essentially. What would be a modern day trailer. And you see that mime from earlier that was over by the House of Illusions, the Hall of Illusions, knocking on the door, saying, "No, please, darling, please, come on out, come on out." And you hear like, from inside. You don't hear the actual words, but clearly there's something going on over there, and a lot of people are just waiting around. It seems like the crowd is kind of done waiting and dispersing a little bit.
Okay. Is there any way, like, I can do some insight to see if they're waiting for that person to come out?
Yeah, make an insight check.
Okay. Okay, first one's 18, second one, okay, 18.
18. Yeah, it's pretty obvious that the performer who works this attraction is not performing. Also, with that insight, you remember that in the Big Top show, there was a mermaid who sang beautifully. And this is probably where they do like their main show, whatever that may be. But they're nowhere to be found here at the moment. So they're probably not coming out of their trailer, their carriage.
Okay, shoot. I wish and Griselda says to herself, I wish I had the ladybug with me. Let's see.
Sorry.
She's gonna get involved. She's gonna walk over.
Okay. As you walk over.
Oh wait, but the ball, there's that beautiful ball thing?
Yeah. It's in the middle of the lake. It's like this glass. It seems like a stage of some kind for a mermaid to perform in.
Okay, yeah.
You can see that the glass ball is full of water.
Griselda is very nosy. She's gonna go over.
Okay. Sweet, come on. No, I swear. I swear it's me. I swear. No, I do not believe it. I do not believe. I'm not coming out. No. That's about as much as you're getting right now, as you get closer and closer.
Excuse me, are you the mime from the Hall of Illusions?
Yes. I see, sweetie. See, it's me. And you hear from inside just. I know it is you, Kettlestream. I know it is you. I know that you can do multiple voices, and I know that you're trying to fool me, and it is very rude and very mean of you to do this.
Who's Kettlestein?
This Kenku who stole my voice and was ruining Palasha's shows, and now she doesn't even trust the sound of my own voice. Her boyfriend, who loves her very much. Sweetie, please come out. You gotta perform, sweetie, come on. No, it is a trick. You're just going to heckle me again. You're just going to ruin it somehow. I'm not coming out.
Palasha, this is Griselda. I don't know you, but I think his intentions are true. And I just wanted to say that for whatever it's worth.
Make a persuasion check.
Fuck. 11.
11. This is just like you, Kettlestein. You're just going to use any kind of voice that you want just to make anything. I know that it is just one person out there. I know that it is just you.
What can she do? Oh, wait. Okay. I'm looking at my spells. Can I do anything with my damn
spells?
Okay. I have light. I have magic stones. I can't do anything. Shoot. I'm trying to think, is there anything I could do with my stones? I know I definitely want to go skip some rocks, but...
That's a great idea for another time.
Okay, well...
No, whatever you want to do.
if you want to come out, I'll be by the lake with stones, and we don't even have to talk to this Mr. Mime if you don't want to. Sorry. And I go to the lake.
What? How is that helping me?
It's a girl thing. And she goes.
What do you mean it's a girl thing?
And then I'm gonna take out my cutesy little pebbles. I'm gonna cast magic stone.
Okay. And you're just gonna start skipping stones?
But I wanna cast like little laughs on them. And so every time that they hit the water and skip, they like give like a little chuckle or a different weird laugh.
Okay, make an Arcana check.
Okay. This is fun. This is my first spell. Okay. Fuck. 8.
8, okay. Yeah, you're able to do this like weird little thing with him. Let's do so you do the stones. You're gonna try to skip them?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a couple of attacks for me.
Attacks? Oh my god.
Well, you're doing a skipping of a stone, right? Or a sleight of hand, either one.
Okay.
But magic stone is like an attack with them, right? So make the ranged attack.
A ranged attack. Okay. A ranged attack. So magic.
I think
stones.
on your sheet it should just be.
Oh yes, a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. Make a performance check.
Oh my god. Is this my best idea? 16.
16. You see, you're not trying to do anything. You're just skipping stones. And there's little giggles coming out of them. But all of a sudden, this entire group that's been waiting for Palasha to sing recognizes the gem pig trainer now skipping stones perfectly on Silversong Lake. And not only that, they're laughing and giggling as they go, almost dancing across the water. Are there no depths to this woman's talents? And there's like clapping after the first one, and you kind of like look up and see that people are just watching, like encouraging you to do more. What do you do?
I gotta do what the people want.
I gotta give the people what they want.
Yeah. I'm the people's princess.
So unfair.
Let's freaking go. Okay, do I have to make another, like, attack roll?
Yeah, make another attack roll with advantage. You're getting pumped up by the crowd.
Oh my god! Okay, wait. A 24 is my first one. Okay, 24.
24. You can describe what this stone does as you skip it around.
This time, Griselda, like, lifts up her leg and, like, throws it under. And as she does it, every time it hits the water, not only does it skip, but it, like, does, like, a 360 and, like, goes down and keeps, like, going across the whole lake. Like, 360, boom, 360, 360.
Make a performance check with advantage.
Oh, nice. Oh my god. Okay, the first one is a 19. And the second one, oh yeah, 19.
They're like, people are starting to gather, and they're just like oh, and like little kids are like jumping up and down and so excited about like these weird 360ing trick rocks that are happening all throughout Silversong Lake. Do you, now that you have like a stage and you're doing this impromptu act, do you position yourself anywhere to like get more
peeps in it?
or like to give yourself a bigger audience or staging, because you're just like on the side of the lake right now?
I'm on the side of the lake?
Like, well, yeah, because you said that you just went over to like the side of the lake and just started skipping stones. Are you gonna like take more space? Are you gonna make yourself look any more
important? No, I think I'm kind of doing good where I'm at, and
okay.
I'm gonna skip stones with both hands.
Oh,
it's like,
shit! Okay. Okay, make an attack with advantage.
Oh my god. I live for the people. Okay, a dirty 20 is the first one. Okay, yeah, dirty 20.
Okay, dirty 20. You go to do both at the same time, and now people are truly applauding. And make a perception check.
Okay. Perception. Oh, fuck. A 7.
Okay. A 7. Totally fine. People are loving this right now. And all of a sudden you see, after like a moment, now that there's like actual applause happening, you see this mermaid's head pop out of the door of their trailer. Like, what? I'm not even performing. Why aren't anyone applauding? And she locks eyes with Candlefoot, who is her boyfriend and is actually there. Goes to touch his face and sees that it's not an illusion.
Oh.
And starts to cry as you're skipping stones for the people. But there's this moment where you see them doing this and they kiss, and those two stones that you skipped skip in the pattern of a heart. And you have truly gathered the crowd. You have truly gathered the crowd. What do you want to do? Palasha's now going to start her show up again. Do you want to continue performing with Palasha?
If she lets me.
All right. You get a message in your mind. And it's from Palasha. And she just goes, "Thank you for warming the crowd up for me. What was your name again? Griselda?"
And she like nods her head, presuming she can see.
You can just respond in your head back.
Like, yes, yes.
I'd like to give you something. Would you let me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you something. It's a charisma saving throw, but you are allowed to fail it on purpose.
What?
You can basically she's asking if she's allowed to give you something, and I'm saying it's a charisma saving throw. You can either like keep her out of your mind a little bit, or you can let her in. You can just choose to fail it, or you can, if you're not feeling it, you can still roll.
No, I'm totally feeling it.
Okay.
Wait, but I can't be charmed, right? I'm an elf.
It's not.
I'm ready.
It's not a
I'm
charm
ready.
thing, but we'll get into that. But yeah, it's not a charm. All right.
Oh my god. She's not gonna hurt me right now.
Something has happened.
Do I just...
Make an insight check on your own self.
Okay. Let's see. Oh my god, okay. First a dirty 20. Let's see if I get a nat 20. Oh, dirty 20, both.
Dirty 20. Palasha starts singing. Like, Palasha starts singing, and you feel the music inside start to move you. And you go to harmonize with her. And you realize that you have been gifted the singing voice of a mermaid.
Ooh. Ooh, what does that do?
Who the fuck knows?
That feels like the first time anyone's been gifted any kind of anything other than the pity cookie. But like, if we're talking about like a helpful thing.
Like magical, mysterious.
Yeah, like an ability or a real itemy thing.
I'm gonna give a peek behind the curtain. It's not.
Okay.
But it does sound like the most. Well, we'll deal with whatever that is another time, but we'll go back over to Lost Property. Thicket, Zara, Marabella, and Golzog, you all find yourself kind of converging around the same time. Thicket had introduced you to Durla, and right around the time that you were getting introduced, and Durla was resetting up Lost Property, is around the time that Marabella and Golzog would find their way kind of rushing up to the cart.
Marty, you're...
Yes, like I said, it's just
Well, you
a
go
lot
first
of
anyway.
creative-
Yeah.
What?
You go first anyway. I know I was muted.
Oh, you guys are all here. Okay, great. Okay. I need to fill you in on some things. I need to fill everyone in on a couple things that's been going on, because I've been off my own. You guys know, you guys already know.
Oh yeah, I've got huge news.
Okay. Do you want to go? I'm gonna go
No,
first.
no, please, you go first.
Okay. So Durla, you know a Burley?
Yes, I know Burley.
Okay. So he has lost his brother, wants his brother back, and has a plan to do it. I got roped into it somehow. And now I've brought in the mime guy. We need a distraction tonight.
Wait. You wish to go ahead with Burley's plan?
Can I make an inside check?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I definitely should have gone first.
Oh no! 11.
11. It just seems to genuinely be asking the question.
Burley misses his brother. Oh no. I'm really scared. Marty.
Burley must be very... He and I have talked of this many times, but it was always an if, a maybe. How do I know that you all can do this? It must work. If it doesn't, then... it might get bad around here.
Isn't it kind of already bad? I mean, some people have lost things that are really important to them.
I'm
And
aware.
Marabella will look at her little ball.
Excuse me, what are you talking about?
Also, Dad.
Okay, you do your thing, Goals.
Yeah, my thing sounds simpler. Hello, excuse me. Durla is the
Durla.
creature,
Mhm.
and it's what is Durla again?
So Durla, for those who know D&D, Durla is a displacer beast.
Okay, this is the cat with tentacles.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a displacer beast.
Mhm.
Golzog doesn't know what that is, right?
You can make a nature check.
Yeah. Gonna make one.
Yeah. Can I make a nature check too?
Sure.
14?
14. I think you've heard of a panther, of a displacer beast. I don't think you've ever encountered one.
Like in a description my dad made after killing something, maybe? Like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So just long pause, and then he's just gonna barrel through. I was wondering if you had my nerve here. I lost my nerve last time I was here, and I would like it back if you have it. And he nervously shifts Ladybug to his other arm.
Like, Durla will go into the cart and earnestly gives you a look that doesn't look hopeful, but looks in the cart all the same. I'm sorry, dear. Like I told your friends, not everything lost finds its way here.
Oh. Well, do you have any recommendations or anything for what I could do? I'd really like it back.
Someone make a persuasion check with advantage. Just one of you, but decide who.
I am a +1. Does anyone, if anyone can beat that?
+0.
-1. So
Wow,
you
it
go
is,
ahead.
it is you.
Marty, I'll touch your shoulder. Marabella will touch Golzog's shoulder.
Guidance.
Are
Yeah.
you shitting me? You guys, look at the fucking like history on the D&D Beyond.
I don't... Oh,
All right, I'll just tell you. It's with advantage. So one was a botch, and then the other one was a 2. 3
Wow.
with my modifier.
Add a D4.
Oh, add a D4. Great. Great. I'll add a D4.
Make
Well, this is
all
wild.
the
5.
difference.
5 in total.
5. Okay. I think the best you can hope for is you can ask Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, but I don't know children. To force their hand like that, they are powerful, and
What do you mean to, like, force their hand?
Burley wants to take something from them, something they need, and force them to explain or help in some way.
Golzok's gonna look at Zara and go, "Is this your thing that she's talking about?"
I mean, someone just asked me to steal something, and I said yes.
Oh, well. I mean, I guess technically I would be comfortable with stealing if I was taking the thing off of a corpse I had made in combat, but the whole point, I'm afraid of combat, and the thing I want back is my ability to steal myself and not be fearful. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm kind of, I wish there was like a metaphor, trapped between like two difficult,
No, I'll let you go. Keep going.
like the bottom of a canyon and the side of a that's not quite right. Trapped between like the canyon hog's maw and the desert dragon's also maw. Rock and a hard place. Trapped between a rock and a hard place.
You got there eventually, and that's what matters.
Oh, thanks.
Marabella, as a little aside to Zara, be like, "It does as like being caught between the coffin floor and the coffin door. But that means
That's
you're dead."
really good. Did you just come up with that?
I did.
Gonna steal that. Okay. And sorry, last thing. Why is it forcing their hand to talk to Mr. Witch and Mr. Light?
Because they won't answer us when we ask what's happening.
Oh. Okay.
And
Well, if
also,
they won't work with you, then you gotta turn the tables a little bit.
What are Mr. Witch and Mr. Light?
they are drow.
Drow. Okay,
yeah.
that's like elf people.
Dark
right?
elves, yeah.
Okay.
Well, listen. If you have if everyone else is on board, I will see what's happening, and if I can help, I will. But I can't promise anything.
Can I make another insight check?
Mm-hmm.
16.
16. You can tell that she doesn't really know you all, she knows her coworkers, and she's kind of not convinced by you just saying that it's going to work, but if she sees that her coworkers are actually going to go through with it, then it's like solidarity and not just her going out on the limb with a bunch of strangers. Then it's like workplace solidarity, and not only her is going to get punished. That kind of thing.
I kind of like turn to her and like look her in the eyes. Look, I know how it is, okay? I've been looking out for myself my whole life. But if you're not in this, I need to know now. But I'm telling you right now, the friends are in. And you
What?
know that about Burley.
Make a persuasion check.
Why is my charisma so low? 4.
Words are powerful things, but I have to see it, and I do not know you. Thicket, though, will then go, Durla, but Zara's like the coolest person in the world. And you should trust anything that Zara says. I'm gonna let you re-roll, because I forgot that Thicket was there.
Can Golzog
Yeah, you can do it.
stand
Guidance.
there, imposingly trying to be helpful?
I've already given the
Basically
re-roll.
advantage. Yeah.
Okay.
But you
Oh
can
my
add
God.
a D4 to it.
That's 9.
Did you add a D4?
Yeah. Sorry,
Oh no.
By trying to be helpful, Golzog is simply trying to look outwardly like he has no issues with being part of this heist that he was just told he was part of.
I think everyone in the world will agree that I tried so hard.
This team
We all
is
tried.
rolling
And
so well.
and Durla will be like, "That's very sweet, little one. But again, I need to see it." And that's about where it ends, gang.
Oh God! That's it?
That's the campaign. No, that's where it's very clear Durla's made her stance clear.
I turn to the group. All right, I don't think this is going anywhere. I say we just go with the plan, and if Durla hops in, then Durla hops in.
Sure. What is the plan?
Yeah, what is going on?
Right. Okay. You're right. I didn't explain it. Okay.
Also, have you seen Tone?
Right, I couldn't find Tone.
Oh, right, the guy with the tomato.
Tomas.
I have
Maribel
not-
will look off fondly.
I've not seen him, but I don't think we have a lot of time here. So if we find him, we can loop him in. But here you go. Here's the gist. Burley's lost his brother.
Right.
Mime mad at something too. I don't know. He was saying stuff I didn't listen. And basically Mr. Witch, Mr. Light, just two guys that everyone's mad at. And if we can get this stopwatch or this weather vane that predicts the not weather, the vibes, we can negotiate. We need, stuff. People have lost things, apparently. Let's go find their things.
What have you lost?
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think I've lost. I don't know. Nothing.
Just so you know, it could be not like a thing, but like an aspect about yourself, or like a personality trait or something. So it like I wasn't aware of that, and it just letting you know that it could be that.
Okay.
Right,
well,
like I lost me wallet. Gulzog over here lost his nerve.
Yeah.
Tone lost his taste. His sense of taste. Can't taste anything. Poor fella.
Wonder what Griselda's thing is.
Well,
I mean,
you
it
know
can't
what?
be. Go ahead.
I mean, I've always been sort of an
This piece
asshole,
of
and I
game.
didn't really have a lot of possessions to begin with. So, I mean,
But like after you went to this carnival, the
Yeah,
first
did you feel
time-
like different?
I mean, I have this thing on my hand.
What?
We'll figure it. Maybe you'll find out if we can do the heist. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
My people would call it a raid. How many people get killed in a heist?
Hopefully 0.
That's great. That's much less frightening to me.
It's right up your alley, Golzog.
I mean, I'm still nervous about breaking any kind of rule or getting caught, but
Well, I think if any of us want to get
I
our
can help.
stuff back, this
What'd
is
you
the
say?
only thing. If any of us want to get our stuff back, this is the only thing we can do, it sounds like, because they won't talk to anyone and it's not lost property. And after that, I don't know what to do.
Marty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'll have Marty roll a history check to remember that you basically figured out what Golzog basically figured out what Griselda's thing was.
Oh, I did? Okay.
I mean, you had an idea.
Well, the history check's a 4.
Well, then Marty, as always, doesn't remember a thing.
Sorry. Whatever she did lose must really upset her. Because I haven't seen her smile this whole time. I'm sure I'll find out.
Okay, we'll go back to Griselda. Where would you go after this whole thing goes down? The performance is pretty much done. Yeah, great success. Awesome success. You made a friend. Everyone's really happy with you. You're like kind of like
Wow, things are looking up.
yeah, you're kind of like a little you're getting a little not fame, but like, you know, like a little bit of a popularity thing going on at the carnival. Like people know who you are at the carnival as a guest, you know? Like, wow.
Wowie zowie. Okay. No one's gone to the feasting orchard yet?
No. But
She's famished. She needs some food.
okay. You go to the feasting
Oh no,
orchard?
why?
No.
What's
it's-
gonna happen? Yes.
No, you can go to the feasting orchard. I will remind you were told by Burley like to go talk to Zara, but you do not have to.
Ah.
You don't have to. I'm just reminding you, but you can go to the feasting orchard for sure. Vibe whatever you want to do.
I'm hungry.
Okay, there is a Griselda's living her life, and there is a contest that's being run throughout. Like as you get to the feasting orchard, there's like a fairy cake eating contest. So there's music, there's like this little park, heavy scents of flowers, mead, berry pies waft to the air. This is where like the stilt walkers, like the elven stilt walkers, are plucking fruit from trees that are just way too tall. Singing, dancing. This is like a nice little park. Where people are just sitting, putting up picnic blankets. But the main thing that you see is that there is a fairy cake eating contest. It costs a ticket punch to enter. And the goal is eat as many cupcakes as you can within 60 seconds.
Oh, this is perfect. Because Griselda's starving.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, she lines right up and puts her ticket thing out.
Okay. So you're lined up with a bunch of different people. You're lined up with you're lined up with a couple of elves, halfling, a child who has like no place there. You see a goblin, you see a minotaur who clearly has done this before. So let me see. What's your constitution modifier? So con plus, like on the big numbers.
+3.
+3. Okay.
That ain't so bad.
Okay. Let me see how to do this. Okay.
Ladybug would love this.
So we're going to
She
do
just-
this. I'm going to put on your theme music.
We
We
all have theme music?
What? Yeah.
Cool.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh my god. A 15.
15. Okay. You have eaten 6 cupcakes in 3 seconds. Make. Oh no! Sorry. So you can safely eat as many cupcakes as 3 plus. Okay. So you have eaten. I'm just trying to see how to do this. This is crazy. Okay. How many cupcakes do you want to try to eat?
6.
6. Okay. Right now so you can eat safely 6 cupcakes. Do you want to eat more? Than 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Let's go. Oh, fuck. A 7.
7. Okay. You're eating. You're going to take. And don't worry. This is not lethal. Just so you know, this is not a lethal thing. But you take 4 points of custard damage, as you.
Oh my god.
As you are just eating too much. It is rough. But do you keep going? Do you try to get any more in?
I must.
You must. Hello, Raiders, by the way. Yeah, okay. How many more are you putting in? How many more?
I do it for the Raiders. I do 3 more.
3 more. Okay, make a Constitution saving throw.
Let's go. Yeah, 22.
22? You're fine. Other people are dropping like flies. The goblins are dropping. They're passing out. They can't keep going. How many more do you take in?
3.
3 more? Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh shit. Let's go. No! I bought!
Ooh, no! Oh, no!
My 3rd time!
Oh, no, you take 8
This
points
campaign.
of custard damage.
No, that means I'm dead.
No,
if that's true.
it means you pass out. Oh, no.
Oh my
You
God.
lost. You lost the fairy cake eating contest.
Can we see that happen, or are we somewhere else?
Oh, you're nowhere near this.
Okay, that's what I thought. Because otherwise,
Can we feel it in our hearts?
My last words are ladybug.
Yeah, so you pass out and just are like just have just icing smeared all over your face. But honestly, it was worth it in the end. They tasted good. You had a fun time. Where do you go?
Right,
Where do you go now? On your little solo day through the carnival, as the others are talking about heists and things. Where are you going?
I'm gonna walk past the Calliope.
Calliope.
Just check that out and then find my ladybug.
Okay. The Calliope is actually where you found that monkey with the turn crank, where you gave the button to that goblin. Yeah. They recognize.
How's he looking?
Happy, and they seem very happy to see you specifically. They wave, and over by Lost Property by the Calliope, you see. At this point, Marty, would you be football carrying, or is it back on shoulders? Ladybug.
I'd say Ladybug is back on shoulders.
Okay.
But he's got his hands up holding both sets of feet.
Which is, you see Ladybug actually towering over most people. So it's really easy to see Ladybug just on Golzog's shoulders.
And she's overwhelmed with joy. She just lets out a beautiful mermaid song of Ladybug.
Make a performance check.
Okay. Let's go. No. I botched.
Oh
I
my
botched.
god. This is your 5th.
That's not
right?
fair.
So it's just a scream, like a screech.
You're still getting. It's like it's like you're still getting used to a weapon that you're not trained with, and the recoil from this beautiful voice just goes like, and you're like, oh, it's too beautiful, it's too powerful, the voice is too much, and you find yourself kind of almost not blowing out your vocal cords, but it's like, oh, I'm not ready for it. I didn't prepare. I didn't warm up. This is something I need to train a little bit more. I can't just magically get vocal. I should have thought I can't just magically get vocal cords and think it's just going to work out. And so you literally, it just truly is like a recoil, and you're like,
Our level really shouldn't matter for the botches.
No, it really
we are getting a lot of botches.
And right as you do that, you feel like, and you think to yourself, you know what? No. That was the frosting. That was that was all the frosting that I just took in. That's the thing. It's not my fault. It's the fact that I just ate I'm pretty sure over 12 cupcakes within a minute. That's that's the real thing. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say, everyone just around you heard you scream and choke on your own saliva, but
well, I give a
move.
thumbs up to the monkey though. Me and the monkey are still cool though, right?
Well, let me see.
Oh no!
You and the monkey still cool.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Ladybug.
Yeah, does Ladybug come to me?
Happy to see you. Happy to see you. Does not come to you out of embarrassment.
Oh.
Well, also Ladybug is off the ground, right?
Yeah, Ladybug is
Couldn't
off the
if she tried.
ground. The tallest gem pig that there ever has been.
Yeah.
But you are able to rejoin the entire group.
By the way, big parallel there. My dog also didn't come to me during Ladybug not coming to Natasha.
Wow.
So you go on over to Lost Property. Zara, if you remember, you were told that around the time that everything starts going down, to meet at the Gondola Swans to make sure everyone's on the same page, and then you can go into the big top once the monarch ceremony starts. Yeah. But you're all at Lost Property right now.
Golzog is gonna hand Ladybug back to Griselda. Here's Ladybug back. Thanks for letting me hang out with her.
Of course, Golzog.
I appreciate it.
Griselda, what have you lost?
What? And Ladybug is just licking all the frosting off of her face.
Off of her deadpan face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What?
Oink.
Like
Oink, 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 oink.
the last time since you've been at the carnival, something must have disappeared for you.
I mean, there was this really horrible Friday Night Live sketch. I don't know if you've heard of it. And
can we
after
all
that
roll
came
a
out-
history check?
Sure. I'll roll a history check.
Can I definitely fail it on purpose or
Of
not?
course.
Roll,
yeah. If you decide that there's no way you would have heard of this, of course.
14.
I rolled a 5, so I'm sure I don't know it.
Yeah.
What
neither
is
of you-
Friday Night Live?
Neither of you have heard of this thing that is an out of town across the islands.
A sketch
Local sketch group.
Like an artist drew it?
No, it's just like a tragically famous comedy group that made fun of my lack of smiling, and I guess I lost my self-esteem from that. But other than that, I don't know.
The comedy group. Like a traveling I've heard of those, like a traveling minstrel thing.
It's not my fault that I can't smile. It's just my personality.
No, I think that's your thing.
I don't think that's, yeah. Marabella's gonna try to tickle Griselda.
Yeah! See?
It's definitely your thing.
Griselda. So what we figured out while we were split up is that everybody here has lost something. Not like a physical thing, but like an aspect of their personality, or like a part of themselves. Or for me it's my nerve. Marabella did happen to lose her wallet, and
Tone lost his sense of taste.
oh yeah, and we gotta find him still. And
he is missing.
And we still gotta figure out what Zara lost.
Maybe
not everyone lost something back then, okay? Maybe it's just like if it happened to you, that sucks.
Her ability to see the truth. That's what she lost.
No, I can see the truth. Okay,
I mean, it definitely
grass
sucks.
is green.
That's too bad. You just can't see what's right in front of you. Gosh.
Well, I'm open to it. It's not like I hate smiles or anything. Also, did you see that weird pumpkin head guy?
What?
He said
That
there's a plan.
Okay, yeah, no, let me actually, one of you guys, I've filled the people in on the plan long enough. We gotta head to the Swans. Let's go to the Swans, okay? And then we'll fill you in on the way there, and then we're gonna enact the plan. Let's go.
Zara will fill you in on the plan. You all
just
now...
so you know.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm not stealing anything.
You don't have to steal anything. That's fine. I'll do it.
Oh, thank Grumsh. I was nervous you were gonna make me steal stuff too. Glad to not be part of it.
As we're walking, Mirabella's just gonna kind of take a little bit of frosting off of Griselda's face because she hasn't eaten and she's a little hungry, but she's just gonna. Oh, apple, that's nice.
So
they
gross.
were really good.
Golzog had the thought, but respects boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
I bury dead people.
That's the first thing
Wait,
that
so
one
we're
of
going,
our
right?
favorite Survivor contestants ever said on Survivor.
I bury dead people.
James Clement, Survivor
One
China.
of the best to ever do it.
The first-
Arguably one of the best personalities to have on the show.
It's one of the first things they ask, what do you do for a living? He just goes, I bury dead people. It's one of the greatest things ever.
In my memory, he's one of the first, like the level of shredded that movie stars are now. He's one of the first people I ever saw who looked that way, like
in real life.
Before it became commonplace.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It's wild. Yeah.
You all make it to the gondolas. You see Burley, Palasha. You all make it to Burley, Palasha, and Candlefoot are all by the gondolas waiting. And they see this group coming forward. Just to, with like brevity, because we have a lot to get through, they will talk with you about the plan. Burley will just say, all right, hello, Zara, I didn't actually think that you had friends. So you have friends, do you? Wonderful. So, we're doing this then, right?
Yeah, we're doing it. So what's you have a grand plan, right? Like I know there's distraction and there's gonna be a whole thing, but like let's talk us through it.
All right. So, I'm going to be on guard duty, and I'll be able to sneak you backstage with me. But Candlefoot's like, yeah, okay. So here's the thing. Palasha's gonna be singing, right? And as Palasha gets to her crescendo, right around then, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light are gonna announce the monarch. Then at that moment, Mr. Witch is gonna go over and get the crown. I think that's the exact moment. When Mr. Light is distracted with the showmanship, Mr. Witch is gonna turn around and go backstage for the crown. And I think that's the moment we gotta strike. All right, we gotta go and get in there. So I think that's what we should do. I don't know. Other than that, we've never really tried anything like this. We've never. It's wild. We've never tried. So,
here's what I'm worried about. Here's what I'm worried about is that weather vane senses bad vibes. I'm apparently full of bad vibes. I need that weather vane to not be pointing at me.
I can help. I can help with that. I am also full of bad vibes. I'm a walking ball of stress, and I
what
could
if we have
be
you do your little dance again?
Oh, I've missed a couple. That's Marty saying that. I missed a couple dances. Mm-hmm. I signed a pact that I had to do a dance when anyone said my name, and I've forgotten at least a few. Golzug just does like a straight minute of dancing in hopes of making up forgetting, and then is like, but anyway, I don't like doing that. I could just dance near the weather vane, and it'll point at me.
And especially if we keep saying your name, and then you keep having to do your dances, and everyone's going to have that memory.
I don't like being the center of attention.
Right,
so
we could tell.
Well,
but I'll do it for friendship.
Not to sound full of myself or anything, but I have really good vibes, and the weather vane really liked my vibes, so I don't know if that's helpful.
Well, I was going to say, and this is Palasha the mermaid, at this moment, the weather vane will be looking more towards who will be the monarch. I think that we may not want to exactly ruin the entire ceremony, as they may be more suspicious or more angry and on guard. So if they, especially light, are distracted by something that they do not like, that may be worse. Distracted by something that they'd like very much so, this might be best. Or just the run-of-the-mill distraction, like someone pretending to die.
Oh.
How about she clutches Ladybug?
Well, if the weather vane is distracted by who is the monarch, then let's just keep it that way, and if something happens, then someone pretend to die.
I mean, I am not a very good performer, but as long as I'm not doing any actual stealing, I would love to be helpful.
Marabella, you have experience with dead people. You should die.
Right, I've buried a lot of them, but I've never died myself.
You ever see someone die?
She covers Ladybug's ears.
Sorry. Was that a weird question to ask?
Well, no. Weirdly personal, because if I have, it's going to be a traumatizing memory. I'm only
sorry. Death is also
fine.
A huge part of my culture. So,
Right, I can imagine.
Yeah.
And her eyes will go wide as she remembers Golzog's culture.
Golzog's eyes also go wide.
Everything
thinking about Mirabella's culture.
Candlefoot just looks around.
But isn't...
All right. Are we?
But isn't dying all so bad and it's going to upset him?
Are we? Okay, you know what? Are we good? Is everyone good? Is everyone going to be okay? Is everyone okay?
I don't know.
Good. They're dealing with some stuff. We can just everyone clear on what we're doing.
Okay. Yeah, just help the thief. You're good at that, right? You seem like you're from... Okay, yeah, just play interference, help the thief get the thing. We'll all try our best to give you as much time as possible, all right? Okay. Now break.
But we're not supposed to be to make him angry. We're supposed to do good stuff, but we're also supposed to pretend to die.
He loves laughter, and he loves smiles. I can't
You
help
could-
with that. I mean, I could laugh, but if you want to laugh and smile, I think that would be good.
Well, you could perform with a ladybug again at the
course I
crescendo
could
at a
do
big
that.
song, right?
Has
Yes.
everybody else besides the three of us moved on
Well,
because someone
they-
said break?
No, I mean, but
Okay.
they're trying to get going.
Oh my God.
I will say they're trying to start because people are
Put
moving
Rudy
towards,
up there.
people are moving towards the big
See
top to
that?
get to the monarch ceremony.
Okay, if someone who seems like they know the plan more than Golzog is moving, Golzog is going to sort of confidently
We can like
follow
walk
them.
and talk for
Yeah,
sure.
okay.
As we're walking, I'm just saying, no one do anything unless the weather vane starts freaking out. The weather vane is going to be looking for the monarch. We're just going to go along with the performance, and if something happens with the performance, then one of you pretend to die. And just
Okay.
be really upsetting. But not that's the last resort, okay? Alright. I'm gonna steal. I'm gonna be stealing. You guys are all good.
Okay.
La 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 la.
You all make your way. So basically, Burley is saying that Burley is going to escort you in through like the back area. So that you are not in the audience for this. You are, for the most part, backstage, or at least in like the front row. Or at least will escort whoever he wants. Like he'll for sure escort Zara backstage. Who wants to go sit in the audience, and who wants to go backstage with Burley and the rest of the group?
I'll go sit in the audience. Wait.
What?
The
Oh, go ahead.
audience is for the distractor?
It's up to you. A distraction can be from backstage or from on stage. It's just like, which one would you rather be a part of?
Oh.
Like, where would you
Audience.
Okay.
Golzog is frozen with indecision. Is he in the backstage right now?
No, you're walking.
Or not
there.
yet.
You're walking there right now.
The most passive seeming thing is what Golzog is going to head towards.
Audience.
Audience. Great, thank you.
Okay, so only Zara is going with Burley and the cast members backstage. And we head on over to the crowning of the monarch. The Big Top is just like it was for the Big Top show. You're escorted in. Thicket does go into the audience, doesn't follow.
Forgot about Thicket.
Doesn't follow. Thicket goes into the audience. You're very lucky. The spectators file into the Big Top, and the lights dim, and a hush falls over the crowd. Many of the major stars are kind of doing almost like a reprise of the Big Top show, but it's just kind of this interesting almost coronation that's happening. As members of the carnival are walking in, and you see in the middle of this Big Top, now lit very differently, is this throne. And every single person is dressed in these almost very Midsummer Night's Dream regal fairy outfits that match their fairy wings as they kind of progress in. Burley, though, is not one who ever does this and has kind of halted you backstage. Make a stealth check for me, Zara.
14.
14.
And before we leave, I want a guidance Zara before we split
Okay.
ways.
You can roll add a d4 if you want.
Yeah, I want to do that. 18.
18.
Woo,
You
nice.
see, Durla is walking on stage and looks gorgeous, the lights shimmering off their void black fur. Pixies are fluttering, banners and streamers are going back and forth. The audience is restless. Mr. Light comes walking out. Holds this rod with this weather vane on top up to the sky. Spotlight, please. We've all had fun. Haven't we? Haven't we? Yes! And there's applause and laughter. Mr. Light pricks his finger on one of the needles on the vein, but not blood follows after, but this golden thread that he then flicks around his head and it starts twirling around. I wish it were up to me, but it's not. You all know. For someone, somewhere out there, has embodied the spirit of this carnival more than anyone else. You've felt the mood outside, seen the bright colors, and heard the music. It's shifted quite a bit this night, hasn't it? Back and forth, back and forth. Tick-tock, brother, tick-tock. Exactly! Tick-tock, back and forth. But I think you can all agree. Look at the colors of my robes, that it has settled on a beautiful mood tonight. Someone here has made this place a bounty of smiles. And when we find them, they shall be crowned. And then you see the weather vane start spinning, and the thread starts twirling around people, almost like dancing through children, stopping on people, almost inspecting them a little bit. You can see Mr. Witch is looking at us at his pocket watch, just kind of scanning the crowd. Zara, make a perception check for me.
16.
16. You see that off to the side, not quite on stage, but like it's still there. There's a very regal looking hat box almost on this like purple velvet pillow. And you can see Durla is resting near it. At this point, with the twirling golden thread happening, Palasha is like wheeled out. Of course, from backstage you can see how almost threadbare it is. Palasha's wheeled out. But to you all in the audience, Palasha glides out in mist and begins to sing this beautiful melody as the thread goes twinkling through the crowd. And then, and funnily enough, I didn't have to roll for it anymore. Things changed. The thread stops on Princess Griselda Calzini.
Ladybug.
The thread almost like goes taut to a point. curls up and then becomes an arrow hanging in the air, almost like pointing down towards Princess Griselda. You see Mr. Light just go, of course. Make an insight check, those in the audience.
Including me?
Mm-hmm. Marty, you're muted.
21.
I went and got my regular fucking dice, and then I used the digital dice again. Botch.
Cool. So who got a 21?
Me.
Okay. You noticed that the song probably should have changed by now. Palasha is stretching. Is keeping the song going for as long as possible. But Candlefoot...
Marabella's gonna start to clap.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, the applause is already happening. And,
okay,
Candle...
great.
I just mean that, like, you just noticed that Palasha is doing her part. And is making it go longer. Candlefoot is taking his sweet-ass time to get up to you, Griselda, to, like, lead you down to it. Make a perception check, Zara. Another one.
Another one.
11.
Okay. No, that's enough. You see Durla slowly but imperceptibly has pushed the hat box, like that it's on, almost like batting it like a cat, has pushed the thing that it's on, has inched it further and further off stage. So you can see that Durla did indeed decide to help in some small way. Mr. Witch is looking at the pocket watch, closes it up, puts it in their pocket, and starts making their way over to the crown. What are you doing, Zara?
Is the, like, crescendo of the song happening now? Like...
Well, you just know that this is where he's coming into your opening.
Okay.
Right, he's coming into your opening. You don't know exactly where the crescendo of the song is, but you know that you were told he would come over here, and that would be when he goes to get the hat box. And you know that what Durla just did made it so that he has to go further into backstage, making it a little easier for you to do your thing.
I am very patient. I wait until the exact opportune moment based off of my experience of doing this for so long.
Okay.
And then once he is at the mark that I have decided that he needs to be at for the perfect steal, I go for it.
Okay.
Griselda,
Griselda,
can you try to give her the help action at all?
Griselda, you are being
Who,
led
me?
down. None of you can.
We're all in the audience.
You can potentially if you do anything, but nothing seems to be going wrong at the moment.
Okay.
Griselda, you are being led down to the throne. You have been crowned monarch of the Witchlight Carnival, or at least of this evening. Zara. Make a stealth check.
Oh my god, I botched you. I can reroll.
You can reroll.
I rolled a
Jesus.
so.
Jesus Christ.
Thank God. And you can re-roll again if you botch again, right?
I don't think so, but I rolled a 12,
Okay.
so not good.
Oh.
Wow. What the heck?
What is going on?
I don't
It's because we're
know.
level 1.
Yeah.
I have a +9 stealth. Oh no.
Which means you rolled a 3.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
No.
I should have stayed backstage with you. I'm sorry that I panicked and didn't make a good decision.
Okay.
Make a sleight of hand check.
I don't know what you would have done, Marty, to...
17.
Help action? I don't know.
Yeah.
17. Okay.
I don't like that.
I know.
Oh
It's
my
Don't like that, okay.
so anxious right now. I'm so anxious.
Dylan, you can read a lot in Dylan's OKs. They vary a lot.
Oh.
There's a moment you miscalculated.
No.
You must have miscalculated. And then a miracle happens.
Come on, we need a win.
Really do.
We're rolling so fast.
Mr. Witch shifts his head over to something further off stage. Just make a perception check. As you do, take the watch out and slip it into your pocket.
23.
23. So I'm going to say that this was a botch on Mr. Witch's part, which is really the only reason you ever could have gotten away with what you did.
Wow. Finally a botch that pays off.
Like 10 botches in.
It was
Insane.
It was a botch on the perception check to notice it was being pickpocketed. It was about to notice you, but
Yeah.
you know that the thing that distracted him for that moment were the jingling sound of bells somewhere backstage
Oh.
of a kid stealthing better than you. Annoyingly better than you. But he heard the bells too and just shifted over for a moment. You take the watch. You move out. He takes the crown over towards Griselda.
Do you have your pig with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was holding him the entire time. Holding her
Cool.
the entire time.
Just making sure.
It's this like beautiful wrapping of golden light. Essentially, the piece of golden light is then wraps around this pretty mundane like flower crown of golden butterflies, and then just gets placed upon your head. And Mr. Light, and then like suddenly colors blast from everywhere. Mr. Light goes, and there you have it! let us parade and promenade to celebrate the end of the evening with our monarch. Lead the way! And you can see that, like, you're essentially being offered the ability to parade everyone around. And
Can I
also,
set-
what?
Can I set Ladybug down so she can lead the way and we
Mhm.
walk behind her?
Exactly, yep, you can. And you see what's happening is that for a moment, you notice that the wings on your back, the butterfly wings, the fake ones, flutter for a moment. Shake off the fact that they are fake. And suddenly they're real butterfly wings on your back.
Whoa.
There are these real butterfly wings on your back. And as you begin to start parading, Zara, where are you going?
I am going to head straight to Burley
Mm-hmm.
to hand him the watch, but I'm keeping an eye on the weather.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's in, make a perception check.
16?
16. You see that, like, once it's kind of like almost winding down as if it just did something pretty incredible, you know? But you start to see with that check, Mr. Witch checking his pockets, runs up to Mr. Light and starts whispering in his ear. Griselda, you can see this too because Mr. Light's like right by you, like, and then you just see this, like, Mr. Witch come running up and just like starts whispering. Make a perception check yourself.
Ooh, I hope I hear it. I hope I hear it. Oh, shoot. I pressed the wrong thing. 1 second. Boo go boo boo. Perception. Oh, nice. 22.
It's gone. It's gone. Tick-tock, it's gone. What do you mean it's gone? Where did you put it? Don't cause a scene. Don't cause a scene. Clearly Zara did it. Zara got it. And has the leverage that you need. You can say whatever you want. You can do whatever you want.
Me as Griselda?
Mhm.
Say something to that?
You can if you want. I'm just saying that's what you hear.
There's no way I'm going to say something. I'm going to try to fly.
You're going to try to fly?
Yeah. Just be like, oh! Flip, 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 flip.
You
Can I
take
do
off
that?
into the sky.
Woo!
Yeah, Golzog.
In the audience, did Golzog and Marabella see either the exchange between the two brothers or see, I mean, obviously they see Griselda take off into the sky, but were we close enough that we got something that was amiss from him running up to him and
Yeah.
okay. Golzog is going to lean into Mirabella and whisper, I think we should get out of here. I think that's it. I think we should get out of here now.
Right. Did we say what we were doing after this?
Nope. And Golzog is going to get up and pretend like he has to go to the bathroom to shuffle past people out of the tent.
Okay.
Oh, always go in groups.
Everyone's shuffling out to go be a part of this parade. Everyone's leaving.
Great. Never mind then. I thought that was like people were still watching the thing. Then Golzog is going to go to like a nice big like post in the ground, anything that looks like a good like meeting spot, and just sort of wait there.
I'll say that you see Burley is like gathering, like Zara, you're there. Burley's gathering you. For the people who are not Griselda, who starts flying, he goes, "All right, we have it. All we got to do is just tell them we got it, and they should take us and tell us what we need to know."
Do you know what this watch does?
Yeah. But you're hard pressed to work it if you're not Mr. Witch. It transports the entire carnival.
Oh.
Can I do an investigation check on the watch just to see if there's any like markings or anything
Mm-hmm.
that
And
I recognize?
I'll also ask you all right now, how much longer can you go? Does anyone have outs right now? How much longer? And tell me if you need to be done soon.
What are you envisioning?
Well, just because it's taken a little bit longer than I anticipated for you all to get together and do a plan and do a thing.
Sorry.
So, because you all did your own things, so I just want to make sure to get a resolution to this. If you're fine to end now, that's fine. Or if you want an actual resolution.
Before 10 would be helpful.
That's what I'm hoping for, but I just want to make sure.
I would love a little before, just because I have to work in the morning.
Well, yeah. Oh, okay. I'm gonna try.
Yeah, but we can.
Let's
I can be
roll.
flexible too. Yeah.
I'm just saying, just because. Okay.
Because we didn't go where we're supposed to go.
No,
We
it's not.
appreciate you, Dylan.
It's not. You didn't go where you're supposed to go. It's that you all didn't talk to each other once. But we will keep going.
It's not that you didn't go where you were supposed to go. You didn't do what you were supposed to do.
No, it was
different.
more. I thought you would at least plan together at one point.
What would make you think that?
We owe allegiance to none of these people.
No, fair enough. Let's
but
roll.
Yeah, roll an investigation check.
Okay. 12.
8. Oh, wait, no. 10.
Cool.
She's just holding it out. Can I
Yeah.
roll one?
Everyone can roll an investigation check.
Alrighty.
Even me.
No.
Okay.
Ten.
Yeah. Super magical watch. You do not know how to work it.
Okay. I reluctantly handed it to Burley.
It's at this point, Griselda, that you see both Mr. Light and Mr. Witch tear off from the procession and start running in the opposite direction. So, Griselda, you can keep moving and just being a part of this parade, or you can do whatever you want.
I want to hype my party people up.
Okay.
So what am I gonna do? I'm flying in the air. I mean, do I have like a more aerial view of things that are happening?
Yeah. Make a perception
Is there
check.
any? Okay, great. That's what I like to hear. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, what are you looking for?
Just if anything funky is happening, so I could warn my friends.
The funky thing is that you start seeing them, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, tear off in the other direction.
Boards us?
I mean, you don't know exactly where they are, but I'd say that with a Dirty 20, you'd say that probably they're starting to go look for them.
But I don't see like exactly where they are.
No.
Okay. I'm gonna do a swift little butterfly swoop and tell Gulzog, they're looking for you now.
What the fuck was that? What was that?
Boom.
Did he see her go past him?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's not like at the
Hey.
speed of light. She's just flying.
You guys, they're looking for us. Should we hide? Get disguises? I've never done a heist before.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, my part in this is pretty much done. You have your thing to negotiate. You won't turn me in for sneaking into this thing. I mean, that was the deal, right?
Burley just goes, no, I just said that this wasn't a steal to steal and rob and take it. It's a blackmail thing. It's fine if they find us. We want to talk to them.
You're muted,
Marty,
Marty, we can't hear you at all.
What?
How about now?
Mhm.
I unplugged my thing. Do you mean that one of us has to actually talk to Mr. Witch and Mr. Light?
Well, yeah, we're gonna talk to them. Let's all just, yes, we're gonna tell them that we have it and they can't take it, and we're going to get answers.
Oh.
And if we don't get answers, we're going to absolutely ruin the mood.
Is anyone else hot? I'm feeling really stifled all of a sudden.
You can stand towards the back.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm tall. I'll still show up.
Dylan,
Well, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna lead. I'm gonna like try to help them by leading the parade of people like towards the lake, like away from them, so they can have a more private talk, right?
Okay. Yeah, sure. You are like flitting around and flying, and they're pretty much following. The parade is kind of just going every which way. It's also just kind of dispersing out into the carnival, you know,
Okay.
as like the final evening event. But it's this wondrous moment. But yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, I want to bring the after party to the lake.
Okay. So you see everyone else sees the entire group going towards the lake. Palasha and Candlefoot, and even Durla, who now sees that the other people were actually doing the work, join up with the rest of you. And pretty quickly you see Mr. Witch and Mr. Light approaching you all. The weather vane seems to be pointing directly at you all.
I like whispered to the team, okay, I'm not good with words. I can just do the snatchy thing. So one of you guys do the negotiating, because I'll just...
Okay, well, your options are a grave digger or an orc with crippling anxiety. Which one do you want?
I mean, Burley's here too.
Burley, please talk.
I
Burley.
vote for Burley.
What?
You work here.
All right.
No, it should be Durla.
All
Is
right.
Durla with us? Durla.
Yeah, Durla came. I
Oh,
just said
she is?
Durla was
Okay,
with. Yep.
Durla's hot. She should do it.
Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. Mr. Light looks crazed, and Mr. Witch is like, his hands are twitching.
Okay.
Mr. Light says, all right. So, someone decided to be naughty? What? What do you want? What do you need? Has it really come to this? Huh?
Golzog is gonna cross his arms, trying to look intimidating behind, not Durla. What's his name?
Burley,
Burley. Behind
Make it-
Burley.
make an intimidation check.
Ooh, baby, come on. 15? Like the least faily of my roll?
Yeah, you see that it doesn't seem to have an effect, but he does. It's not a failure. You're not like you seem strong.
All right, great.
We all just want answers, and they just want to get. We all just want our lost things back. Please, just. Please, we're done asking. And these strangers. Let them help. What do you have to lose? And you'll give it back? You'll give it back? We show you what we know, and you'll give it back. I'm not hearing a single thing.
I mean, that's how negotiations work. You took something of theirs, we took something of yours.
Okay.
So we all want our things.
Yeah, and you gotta give it back, the stuff we lost, if you have it.
Well, I don't bloody have it. But I know where it probably is. And just so you know, I didn't take anything. We didn't take anything. Alright, just follow me. And Mr. Witch and Mr. Light start leading you towards the Hall of Illusions.
I ready my weapon in case things go south.
Okay. So with your Griselda, you see that, because you've led most people away from this area, you see like a grouping of your friends and these people moving towards the Hall of Illusions.
I'm gonna join up with them for sure.
Okay.
Oh wait, should I? Wait, I'm the monarch.
I mean, you're not like magically being followed. You know, it's not like people are just going to follow you wherever you go now. It's, you know, you were leading a procession.
You're now free to move about the cabin.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like they're like your tail, you know.
I'm gonna join them, but I'm gonna try and stay stealthy.
Okay, make a stealth check.
With Ladybug.
Yeah.
I am a 13.
Okay. There are some people who are trying to follow, but they're also on foot and you're flying. So you're able to get there first. And also, once you are going towards the Hall of Illusions, people don't like going there. So they're like, okay, I'm not the biggest fan. Mr. Light and Mr. Witch lead you into the Hall of Illusions, all of you. Mr. Light sees you arrive. It's like, see, I knew it. She doesn't deserve to be called monarch. I knew it. I knew she had something to do with this. And then Mr. Witch just goes like, tick tock, brother, tick tock, brother, tick tock, brother. All right, fine. We don't know what's really going on. All right?
Insight
Sorry.
check?
Yeah.
Insight check.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Yeah.
21.
Botch. I will join
Gotcha.
the botch party.
Jesus.
14.
So, Zara,
That's
and also
everyone.
anyone who's like above a 20, but for sure, Zara, you know, again, like I said, when you first saw images of them, that you could see the idea of like street urchins who built their way back up, you know?
Do I get a sense that they made a deal with a creature that maybe gave them all this?
You get the sense that they made a deal with someone or something. And you get the sense that they genuinely, when he says, I don't know what's going on, yeah, he does not know what's going on. He is a charlatan performer. He is not this super omniscient magical being. He is just a guy who has a really magic stick. Sorry to say, we have an idea of what might be happening, but we just tried our best to keep a lid on, all right? This carnival used to be run. We used to have a good relationship with someone beyond. Do you know of the Feywild?
Is that an Arcana check?
Yeah, make an Arcana or a History check, all of you.
11. Oh wait, history? Yeah,
Yeah.
11.
Yes.
14?
17.
I'd say everyone above a 10, you've heard it in, like, you've heard stories, fairy tales.
But do I know that this is who the Kenku Kettlestein had their connection with?
Yeah, you definitely heard Kettlestein talk about them having a connection with someone. So you probably put two and two together.
Is that where Proudmane is from?
Maybe. I don't know.
The carousel told me to look for Proudmane.
Oh, the carousel? Yeah, the carousel says a lot of fucking things.
I don't know how any of this works.
Me neither. Look. It used to be gravy. It used to be wonderful, and then all of a sudden, things started getting weird. Shadows started arriving and taking things. Little girls with lollipops started coming around, and we just ignored it. We just thought, you know what? We have a good thing going. Let's not question things too hard, all right? All right? And Mr. Light is like looking at all of his employees now, because now he's like pissed off. So, we used to have a deal with this witch, this queen, this fae named Zybilna, and we haven't heard from her.
So what happens if you don't get this back? And I point to the watch.
We just lose everything. All right? We just lose everything. We had a pact to spread joy. So to be honest, I don't know, but we need to keep doing this.
And you don't know the consequences if you don't. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Well, we used to have an understanding of what would have happened. We would lose power and privilege, but now everything is messed up, and we have no idea what might happen.
Golzog timidly raises his hand.
What?
When was the last time you heard from Zybilna?
Time is weird here. Years. Decades. I don't know.
Okay. And no further questions.
All right. If you want a chance at your lost things, and maybe to even help all of us, this used to be our way of communicating with her. Her domain, Prismere, lies beyond the mirrors. You can go if you wish. I can't get you back.
Has anyone ever come back before from there?
We used to all the time.
Okay.
Not in a long time, though.
How
Things
did you
can
do
be
it
doors
then?
that aren't doors.
How did we used to? We used to just be allowed to. It was like walking through a door, yes. And now you go there, and then the door is locked the other way.
Well, here's the thing. The deal was you get this back if we get our stuff back. And so far, I don't see any of our stuff. So I say we take the watch with us, and you have a reason to try to help us out if we need to get out on the other side of this plane, or whatever.
Because I don't believe that my wallet or your nerve just waltzed up through this mirror.
Also, Toad.
Doesn't make any
We're
sense.
still looking for a person.
Oh, that's right. I think he must have gone in here.
He's lost. He's probably in there.
Look, I've told you all. I've told you what I know, and I will tell you how to get through there. But sure, if you want to take it, then take it.
I hold out my hand for Burley to give me the watch.
All right, ma'am, but what if something happens to us when we aren't allowed to spread cheer and joy? He gives it to you, but he just says that.
He's got a point, Zara.
I mean, you guys didn't make this deal with this witch lady, man. I don't know. I just assumed, but I guess, yeah, witch.
I thought I heard some she, her pronouns.
I heard a queen.
While they talked about her. I mean, I don't want to hurt anybody else. Or anyone at all. I just want my nerve back and Mirabella's wallet.
Again, it's not. I didn't take anything. We didn't take anything. All right.
I know.
If you want to find it, it's probably in there.
And you've never gone in yourself once things started going miss?
No, not once things started going missing and people didn't start coming back. No, we haven't gone back in.
And what about these? She points her hand.
It means you're returnees.
Can I make some sort of check? I don't even know what check this would be, Arcana, to see if I take this watch, will Burley and Durla and everyone be affected or hurt in some way if I
make an Arcana check.
Okay. Oh no. Oh, 15.
15. It's really hard to say. Again, you have no idea what the hell this thing is. You have no idea how any of this works. It's almost impossible for you to have put two and two together.
Yeah. When Burley says that, I'll just hand him back the watch and say, just hold on to it. Don't give it back to them until we've come back. Because I don't want him to be hurt by it if we take it.
Okay.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe. And then Golzog looks at the people that it would be secret from. They're right next to him.
When you look at where you're standing, Golzog, you realize that you're back at that one mirror that is you in the present. It is the one reflection that is actually a reflection.
Oh.
And then Mr. Witch, through his kind of mania, just goes, okay. Everything you seek and more lies beyond this mirror. If you mean to step through, then stand in front of the glass and repeat this rhyme. Hither, thither, here and there. Wander, yonder. Show me where.
Ooh. Hang on, I'm writing this
Marabella
down.
goes up and has her eyebrows kind of furrowed. She goes for tone. Hitter ditter, here or dare, wander yonder, show me where.
The second you do that, the mirror begins to swirl. And a mist begins to form, blotting out your reflection entirely. It's just a mist that seems to go on and on forever. And suddenly, and all of you are there, including Thicket, by the way, which I keep forgetting to say, but Thicket's there.
Ding, 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 ding.
You see, the second the mist forms, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light stand up straight and go stock still. And their eyes fill with mist. And Mr. Witch just says, "Mind the rule of 3. Future, present, past. Find the alicorn and free the dormant queen at last."
Alicorn?
Yerp.
Okay, mind the rule of 3. Future, present, past. Find the alicorn and free the dormant queen at last.
And
So it's just 2
which-
things?
Witch said, mind the rule of 3, future, present, past, and
Witch.
Light said,
Mhm.
find the alicorn, etc.
So do we all walk through the same portal? Or do we have to say it at our reflection?
It's just open right now. There's no reflection for any of you. It's just a misty tunnel.
I
Misty tunnel.
What? And did Hannah go in already?
No one said anything?
Oh, no, she just
and
said the words.
Marabella
Got
will
it.
just run in.
You're running in?
Yeah.
Okay. Marabella. You see Marabella like running and getting smaller and smaller and like going upside down and then just disappearing.
Going upside down, like she's not running on a straight path, like she's
Like
like,
through
a
the
corkscrews.
Yeah, corkscrews.
I run, but as I do, I
Mhm.
pass by Light, and for old time's sake, try to pickpocket him on my way out.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check.
Nice.
16.
16?
Yeah, he's got misty eyes. Maybe he didn't notice.
What are you looking for
I just
in
want
this drive-by?
coin, money, like anything that he might be precious. I have sticky fingers. I've done it for a long time. I might find something metal or, things that feel nice.
You grab a hold of something that feels like. You grab a hold of something. You're like, cool. You look in your hand and there's nothing, but you know there's something in your hand. It feels like. Make an insight check. No. Make a survival check.
Okay. Should I just keep the roll that I did?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
add
sure.
the Survival.
Yeah.
Survival. So it's 19.
That's a pastry. That's an invisible pastry. And as you're like, what the fuck? You're just in. He's running in.
Griselda grabs Gulzog's hand and says, "The last time I looked at these mirrors, it was my tombstone."
Oh, yeah. Mine too. Oh, hang on. Gulzog is going to turn to Mr. Light. Hey, do I have to keep dancing when anyone says my name in there?
There's no response.
Mr. Witch, excuse me? Mr. Witch? Do I have to dance when anyone says my name?
Durla just goes, "Oh, sweetheart. Those ticket packs are bullshit.
Oh, what? Oh,
They're just a prank that Nicholas likes to play."
Nicholas.
Gulzog's eyes do that cartoon thing where they turn into half circles.
Yeah.
And then he turns to Griselda and goes, I'm ready now. And he actually is ready. He was scared to go, and now he just can't wait to leave the carnival.
Okay. Griselda's like holding on to Gulzog's arm and holding on to Ladybug and like closing her eyes and walking in.
And Golzog goes with her.
Also, while this was happening, you heard... Oh, actually... Oh, God. Damn it, Durla.
What?
You heard, the jingle jangle of bells
I was wondering.
as Thicket ran right into the portal, and you saw Durla narrowly try to grapple him from going in and fail.
I seriously thought he went in already.
No.
Like, truly forgot
the
he
first
hadn't
one
already
in.
got it.
It was the first one in. You two both go into the portal to what awaits you. And that's where we're going to end tonight as we head on into the Feywild, into Prismere, away from the titular Witchlight Carnival. Thank you so much, gang, for dealing with me picking up the pace. I'm sorry about that. But also, you all level up to level 2.
Oh, hell yeah!
You level up
I'm
to
so
level 2.
excited for all my new
No more
abilities.
botches.
All my new
Yeah,
stuff I get to do.
maybe no more botches when we get into the Feywild. It's because I'll be honest, it's gonna get more dangerous when you get into the Feywild. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. We're going to be going on a little bit of a break for the holidays. Not sure exactly when Pair of Socks will be coming back. Sooner rather than later. We'll let you know when we know. But we're also going to give ourselves a little bit of a time to, take some time off. Before anyone else has something to plug, I will plug something that Hero Club is doing this Friday. We have a charity stream going on, and it's our Hero Club Holiday Spectacular. Our favorite little boy patron, George Primavera, is coming back to DM a 3v3 PvP spectacular, and our charity is Sage to Saddle. Please come and join us at 6 p.m. on Friday. That's something to plug. Anyone else have anything to plug? Anything else going on?
I was gonna also plug that.
Understood.
Sorry, I heard someone else start, so I'll let them go first.
I do. A show that I wrote on is coming back on Netflix January 12th, Kung Fu Panda the Dragon Knight, season 2. If you haven't checked out season 1, it's on Netflix right now. Get ready for season 2, January 12th. But yeah.
Yeah, and if you don't watch it, just leave it on when you leave the house. Help boost those numbers.
Thanks, Marty.
Yeah, I need the same thing if any of my shit ever happens.
Anyone else?
To that point,
Oh, yeah.
Nick Williams and I are writing partners, also a Hero Club person. If any of you have shows, hire us. And Jasmine.
Hire everyone.
Hire everyone. Is anyone else? Got anything?
Just the stream front.
Gang, I'm so excited to finally get into Prismere, to finally get into the actual Feywild. This is gonna be crazy and weird. If that was weird, this is gonna be even weirder. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next time. What?
I can't wait to be playing at a high level finally.
A high level, yeah.
Level two.
Level two, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye.